Hello and welcome to Dominico Field here at Christie Pitts, getting you set for tonight's action between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Barrie Baycats. First things first, we'll throw it over to Thomas West and Zach Benoit in the broadcast booth.
Thank you very much, Gus. Thomas West here alongside Zach Benoit. We're getting you set for the Toronto Maple Leafs and Barrie Baycats here on a Wednesday night at Christie Pitts. And this is a big game for both of these teams. The Toronto Maple Leafs, first and foremost, they want to stay above the Kitchener Panthers, who are in 8th place right now in the Intercounty Baseball League. With Kitchener's win over Welland the other day, I'm not sure we saw that coming. Things have really tightened up in the IBL, especially down in the standings where the Leafs are.
Yeah, for sure. And it was really tough for Kitchener. They had a long stretch of a losing streak that touched 7-8 games, but you get that massive win over Welland, and that could spark some things going around in that 8th seed. You know, Toronto one game up, possible opportunity for Kitchener to maybe hop them, but no, the Leafs, they need a big win tonight.
For the Barrie Baycats, they've been playing very well lately, and speaking of Welland losing baseball games, we didn't think that was going to happen much at all this season. Well, they lost 2 games to the Barrie Baycats, and right now, the Barrie Baycats, don't look now, they're just 1.5 games out of first place in the Intercounty Baseball League. You can be sure they're motivated for a win here tonight to try and get themselves even closer.
Yeah, and they've been playing phenomenal baseball really all summer long, and you know, at the start of the season, it seemed as if this was Welland's league and everybody else was just kind of in it for the playoffs push later in the year, but Barrie, they've turned some heads. They're looking really strong. Like you said, they sit, I believe, 1.5 out of first place against the Welland Jackfish. So it should be interesting to see, you know, these last couple of games. Could Welland get knocked off out of that first seed, I think, for the first time all year?
So there are a lot of situations that see the Toronto Maple Leafs playing the Barrie Baycats in the first round of the playoffs. If the Maple Leafs stay exactly where they are right now and the Barrie Baycats stay exactly where they are, this is a first-round matchup, so we might be previewing that. The other scenario is that the Maple Leafs drop one, the Barrie Baycats gain one on the Welland Jackfish like we were just talking about, and they play each other again. So this is a big test for the Maple Leafs tonight, just to test where they're at and see how they could face one of these top teams in the IBL in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think, you know, even if you look at back at last game against Guelph Royals, the Maple Leafs, they feel like that was a very winnable game, and they played good baseball really throughout the entirety of the game, but it was just they couldn't get the big hit in the big moment. It was about 3 or 4 inning-ending double plays. So it's another test again here tonight against the Barrie Baycats, another squad that, again, has been red hot all season long, and, you know, like you said, it could be a really big preview for the playoffs.
The Toronto Maple Leafs, people didn't really know this last game against the Guelph Royals, but they had a little bit of a catching problem. They only really had one catcher on the roster last game against Guelph, and that's because Dionysius Chialtis has gone back to school, which is a bit of a loss for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but they do get back their even younger catcher in Lachlan Maud, and he's coming off a pretty special moment, right? The U22 National Championship, playing for Mississauga, and what an achievement that is for him, and you'd have to imagine that probably gives him a boost for the rest of the season.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, especially coming back in and kind of jumping right into that secondary catcher's role. We know Justin Morrow is obviously going to hold the primary role, but that's huge for Lachlan Maud. You get that big U22 championship, you come back, you still have some important baseball games to play here with the Maple Leafs, and you have a big chance to kind of contribute to the squad and help out for this final push.
Yeah, if the Toronto Maple Leafs can get his back going, he's one of those D1 caliber guys. I'm sure that would be a big boost to the Toronto Maple Leafs lineup, and I'm sure they're happy to have him back as well. On the other side, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs and Barrie Baycats. That's coming up.
Well, Zach, taking a look at the pitching lineup in this one here today, it's Adam Kahn going for the Barrie Baycats, while Hennis Alvarado on the other side of things. These are two pitchers that kind of want to turn things around this season. Well, Hennis Alvarado has been really good, but not at the starting position yet this season. He's been pitching out of the bullpen primarily for the Maple Leafs. This should be interesting to see what we get from Hennis Alvarado in this one today as a starter.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. You know, he came into this year, we labeled him the ERA king because of what he was able to do last year. Came in to start this year. It was a little bit slow of a start for the season for Alvarado. He got moved to the bullpen. He started having results there, and then, you know, it kind of fell off again. So they're going to give him another test here to see, you know, maybe he refined the magic that he had to end off last season.
Adam Kahn, that ERA is a little bit elevated, but it's a very small sample size for him this season. He has an ERA of 12.46, but he did have a good outing in his last game against Brantford. He's only pitched in 3 games so far this season. So we got a little bit of an interesting phenomena going on right now on the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it's Ryan Dos Santos. He is on a streak of, I think it's 10 straight walks right now, and in his last 11 at-bats, he's 1 for 1. So that has propelled him above Jordan Castaldo, who's been the walk king in the Intercounty Baseball League for years and years. And Ryan Dos Santos leads the Intercounty Baseball League in walks, and we will continue to see if that streak keeps going here today.
Yeah, you mentioned it, and what a streak it's been. He's walked 9 times, been hit by a pitch once, so all to total that up, it's 10 in a row. But, I mean, to say the least, he is seeing the ball phenomenally. In the last 2 games, he's risen his on-base percentage from 422, get this, to 462. I mean, that'll happen when you get on base 10 straight times via walk.
Just to make sure that message got across there, that's 10 walks in his last 2 games for Ryan Dos Santos. He walked 6 times in a game against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, and then he just continued that streak once again against Guelph in a game that the Maple Leafs lost 6-1. At the top of the order for the Barrie Baycats, they have a guy that's getting on base a lot, but he's not just doing it by walking, he's doing it by getting a lot of hits. In fact, Kanice Ejo has overtaken Spencer Marcus for the Intercounty Baseball League hits lead. And it's been Brandon Hernandez in the past hitting at the top of the lineup for the Barrie Baycats, but with the way that Kanice Ejo is swinging the bat right now, ever since the IBL All-Star game when he hit that home run to lead things off, he's been on fire.
Yeah, and when you look at what he's been able to do all season long, it's just impressive to say the least. He's rocking with a 600 slugging and a 367 batting average, and like you mentioned, he's overtaken Spencer Marcus for the top spot in the hits leaders. But I think the thing that impresses me the most is he was on a 7-game hit streak. That hit streak ended against Welland. So what did he do against Brantford? Came back with 4 hits just to make sure and let everybody know, hey guys, my bat hasn't gone cold. I'm still red hot.
Yeah, Kanice Ejo will lead things off today for the Barrie Baycats, and there's no question that he is going to be a presence for them at the top of the order. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Barrie Baycats. It is Kanice Ejo. He's playing center field and leading things off. Brandon Hernandez is at shortstop, batting second. Hayden Jaco, who's had a red-hot bat all year, is doing the catching and batting third. Nolan Mackey-Broda has a big power threat in the lineup for the Barrie Baycats. He's hitting cleanup. Ryan Rio turning things around with the bat once again this season. He's at DH. Adam Odd at third base. And Brandon Nicholson, who was the trade deadline acquisition via free agency, he's in right field. In left field is Asafa Jones, another guy that we'll talk about a little bit later on, another guy they acquired at the trade deadline, and Kyle Maves is at second base. Flipping things over to the side of the Toronto Maple Leafs, this is what they're going with today. Jose Vinicio in the leadoff spot, Jordan Castaldo DHing and batting second. Jonathan Salazzo is batting third. Marcus Connect in right field, and he's going to clean things up today. Justin Mara, who had 3 home runs 2 games ago against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, he's doing the catching. Ryan Dos Santos in left field. Mike Giacchetto, who's been on fire for the Maple Leafs lately. Connor Lewis in center field, and then Charlie Towers at second base. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Back here at Dominico Field, taking a look at Mike Cicchetto, who's getting the start at first base for the Toronto Maple Leafs here today, and boy, has he ever been good of late. It's a small sample size for him right now, but in the 6 games he's played with the Toronto Maple Leafs, he's done a whole lot better than what he did at the beginning of the season with the Guelph Royals, and boy, has he ever found a way to be a factor in this Maple Leafs lineup.
Yeah, and it's going to be massive, especially to, give Jordan Costello days off at first base, at DH. Cicchetto, he has just been a spark of life in the lineup, and, like you said, it's a small sample size, but it's the same sample size that he had to start the season with the Guelph Royals, so it's massive to have, and looking forward, it should be really, really good for the side of the Maple Leafs if they can keep his bat in there.
Well, Hennis Alvarado getting set to throw the first pitch here to Canis Ijo.
Now batting the center fielder, number 9, Canis Ijo.
This is a big start for Hennis Alvarado and the Maple Leafs. Not only is it big just for Alvarado, because he's back in the starting lineup here again today. Or he's back on the mound, I should say, again here today. But this might also determine who starts in the playoffs for the Maple Leafs. I don't know that they've fully decided who their 3 or 2 or however many starters they're going to use in their first round of the playoffs. And since the Barrie Baycats are a team that the Maple Leafs very much might play in the first round of the playoffs, it's lined up like that right now, this is a test for the Maple Leafs to see what they're going to get out of Hennis Alvarado.
And this could be big going forward, because last time Hennis Alvarado faced the Barrie Baycats, he had a good start, only allowed 2 earned runs over 5 innings, and if he can do that again, get some confidence, get a really good squad in Barrie, maybe things go a long way in the playoffs with Alvarado.
Hennis Alvarado features 3 pitches on the mound for the Maple Leafs. The changeup is his 3rd pitch. He very seldomly uses that, but we saw him mixing it a little bit in his last outing. Here's the 0-2 to Canis Ijo, and it's popped up. A little flare on the infield. Vinicio charges in and throws to first. That ball actually bounced right off of home plate. And the throw to first is not in time. Boy, that was a bizarre play. It looked like it went right off of home plate.
Shortstop, number 11,
it was a high chopper. It looked like it might have been a pop-up. And there was just nothing Jose Vinicio could do. That ball was in the air for too long.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. And with Canis Ijo, his speed, that's what's going to happen, right? When you look at what he's able to do and get on base, and that's really the season he's had. He has phenomenal speed and phenomenal bat-to-ball skills, and showcased it right there.
So he now has a 4-hit lead over Spencer Marcus of the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers to lead the Inter-County Baseball League. Brandon Hernandez is a dangerous bat in the lineup for the Barrie Baycats as well. The 1-0 swung on and missed. So just to get back to the pitches that Alvarado is going to feature, that's the slider. We're going to see that quite a bit from Hennis Alvarado.
It's a sweeping slider too, and if he's on, we see it. It has phenomenal movement and great break to it.
Here's the 1-1. On the ground to third, fair ball. That one's going to go down the line. Canis Ijo is making the turn at second base, but he's going to stay there. And that's 2 hits to open things up for the Barrie Baycats.
And 2 really not that hard hits when you think about it. He's been avoiding getting big barrels here so far in this start. As Alvarado is just, the first one, it's a high chopper, and Ijo beats it out with his great speed. And then that time Hernandez, he just pokes it the other way.
So 2 on here for the Barrie Baycats. That was Ryan Dos Santos out there in left field, Connor Lewis in center, and Marcus Connect in right. On the infield, from left to right, the Maple Leafs go Salazzo, Vinicio, Towers, and Cicchetto. Justin Mara doing the catching and frames that one over the inside corner for a strike to Hayden Jaco.
Yeah, we covered it in the pregame, but, how massive is it having Lachlan Maud back, just to get that backup catcher role? We saw, in the game where there wasn't a backup catcher for Justin Mara, saw Chris Nagorski in the bullpen catching some BP.
Yeah, just because Dionysius Chialtis played his last game of the season, I mean, most likely, we don't know for sure, but he's back in school, so he should probably focus on his studies rather than play in the IBL. But for a minute there, the Maple Leafs had a little bit of a lack of catching depth. 0-2 to Jaco. Inside, and it's going to go to the backstop. That's going to allow both runners to advance 90 feet. The double play is no longer a possibility as Kenise Ijo stands on third base. Brandon Hernandez up to second.
And it looked like a fastball that Alvarado just kind of overthrew, just gripping it a little bit too long. And, you know, when you're doing that, it's just kind of going to dirt like that right into the other batter's box.
1-2 now on Jaco. He didn't chase on that inside slider. That was just too far in. And Justin Mara couldn't get to it. Needs a strikeout now. The 1-2. Line drive to center field. It's dropping, and that will fall in front of Connor Lewis. This is going to play to run for the Barrie Baycats. Brendan Hernandez had to hold up on his way to third base to make sure that ball didn't get caught. And the Barrie Baycats have taken a 1-0 lead.
And this is just kind of how the Baycats have been all season long. They start off very quickly, and you know there might not have been a lot of hard contact so far, but they're just doing a job. They're finding the holes in the field. Alvarado, he made the right pitch there. He just didn't, get the result he wanted. Yeah,
and unfortunately for Alvarado, there might be some hard contact in this game with Kenise Ijo batting .371 at the top of the lineup. Brandon Hernandez batting .390, and that was Hayden Jaco hitting now .315 with that base hit. This guy's no easier. Nolan Mackey-Broda, a .349 batting average on the season. Nolan Mackey-Broda out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Here's the 1-0 from Alvarado, and that one's just inside. Count now 1-1, but Wilhennis Alvarado, despite giving up some hits here in this first inning, has done a good job getting ahead in the count. Mackey-Broda with 5 home runs in 30 games for the Baycats this season. Swing and a miss, throw back to third base, not in time. John Salazzo wants it. Kenise Ijo didn't slide back into, or Brandon Hernandez, sorry, didn't slide back into third base, which made that play very close. Pitch a strike to Mackey-Broda, so it's 1-1.
Very close indeed. Salazzo, he really put that down quick.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, Wilhennis Alvarado gets a big strikeout here in the first inning, and that gives him a chance to try and get out of this.
Yeah, with the bat of Ryan Rijo coming up, if you get a ground ball here, it's a good chance for the double play, and that would be exactly what Alvarado wants. One run does come across, but limit the damage as much as possible.
And that one hits Ryan Rio. That was a slider that just didn't break over the plate, and it gets Rio. So he's going to head down to first base, and Wilhennis Alvarado's got himself in a bit of a pickle here in the first inning.
And with that slider, that's not something we've really seen with Wilhennis Alvarado. He hasn't really been releasing it that early where it just kind of stays in on the left-handed hitters. He's been able to snap it down relatively well. So now just has the force at any base here, hoping just to get a ground ball.
Adam Odd, the batter for the Barrie Baycats, hitting just .168 this season and 95 at-bats. Odd swings and misses at the first pitch. The 1-0, that one's in the zone.
Yeah, it hasn't really been a typical season we've seen out of Adam Odd. Last 2 years posted some extremely high numbers. Last year in the regular season was .390. Only at .168 so far this year.
Did hit a big home run against the Toronto Maple Leafs in early July. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3.
And I'm really glad seeing Wilhennis Alvarado early on. He didn't let that hit by pitch get to him. He went back twice to that slider, and it looked beautiful coming out of the hand there.
Brandon Nicholson at the plate for the Baycats. 2 outs, bases loaded. Barrie trying to add on. Here's a high chopper to first. That one's just foul. Mike Giacchetto over there at first base for the Maple Leafs. Mike Giacchetto is batting 7th for Toronto, hitting .500 in his 14 at-bats with the Maple Leafs.
And I'm sure we'll talk about him more when he comes up to bat in the next half inning.
There's a swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2. Boy, Alvarado's given up some hits this inning, but that slider still looked really good. This is a game-changing pitch coming up here to Nicholson if he can get him to swing over the top of that slider again. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Barrie Baycats get 1 in the first, but it could have been a whole lot worse for the Maple Leafs. Good job by Wilhelmus Alvarado to limit the damage. We'll be right back. Well, the Barrie Baycats scratch across a run in the top half of the first inning, but Zach, that could have been a whole lot worse for Toronto.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't really even think it was that bad of an inning from Wilhelmus Alvarado. A couple soft singles, one bouncing off the plate a mile high, another one just kind of blooping over the head of Vinicio, allows that one run to come in. But 3 strikeouts, that's a big sign. And you know, he didn't get afraid of using that slider after hitting Ryan Rio.
If you just look at the batting average, the top of the Barrie Baycats lineup tonight is a whole lot different than the bottom. Here's a line drive to third base. That goes off the glove of Adam Odd, and Jose Vinicio is going to reach on what will probably be an infield single.
And that ball was smoked off the bat of Vinicio and just right off the glove of Adam Odd. Credit to Adam Odd. He tried to make a heck of a play, just couldn't get to it.
That's going to bring Jordan Castaldo to the plate, facing Adam Kahn.
And I'm sure if there's one man that's happy to see Mike Giacchetto playing as well as he is, it's Castaldo, because he can get some extra days off of playing the field and just focus on hitting.
Yeah, Jordan Castaldo will be the first one to tell you that he's starting to get up there in age, but he's still in really good shape. Trained to be a firefighter over the off season, so that's kept him in great firefighting shape and baseball shape as well, he said. But it is nice to not have him at first base every single day. That's probably something that Jordan Castaldo would invite. Jordan Castaldo spent a long time here with these Barrie Baycats, won 6 consecutive championships in Barrie.
Working a really good at-bat here so far against Adam Kahn.
The 2-1, and it's lined into the outfield, and that's down for a solid base hit for Jordan Castaldo. So just like the Barrie Baycats did in the top of the first, the Toronto Maple Leafs have 2 hits to lead things off.
And if there's a man that the Maple Leafs want to see his bat come back alive, get some more hits, it's John Salazzo. Again, it's been on a bit of a cold spell, but the last couple games, the bat, he's been making some solid contact. Hasn't been getting the luck to fall his way, but the contact, it's there. And we know the power is in the bat with Mr. Salazzo, so it's just more so, you know, when is it going to come back, not if it's ever going to come back.
Salazzo fouls the first pitch off. Adam Kahn hasn't gone very deep into any of the ball games that he's pitched in. He's pitched in just 3 this season for Barrie, but his first one was just 2/3 of an inning against Guelph. Then he pitched against Guelph again and went 2 1/3 innings, and then 1 1/3 inning against Brantford last time out. Now Salazzo torques one high and deep to right field, and it's off the wall. That's going to allow Vinicio to come in to score. That's a long single for John Salazzo and the Baycats, and Maple Leafs are tied at 1.
And how about that base running by Jose Vinicio? He knew immediately off the bat that the right fielder, he was not getting to that ball. And right off the bat, Vinicio, he took off going home and he scores standing. But that's the kind of swing we want to see out of John Salazzo.
In 2023, that would have been a home run for John Salazzo. That hit off that extended portion of the wall that they raised here at Dominico Field. Instead, it's a long single and runners on first and second for the Maple Leafs, so they're hoping that that doesn't bite them here in this inning.
And, you know, the key thing in the last game for the Leafs, it was just the inning-ending double plays. It happened 4 times to them in that game, and, you know, they couldn't get that big hit in that big moment. And right here, Marcus Connect, a very good opportunity to try to just continue to pass the torch and get that big hit.
Marcus Connect swings through that breaking ball from Adam Kahn.
I don't know why they made something like close to it.
I think they made it high because there's often like a kids game going on.
Here's the 1-1 to Connect.
And they didn't want kids playing in the field.
Hard hit, ground ball. This one's to second base. Flip to second for 1. On to first in time, double play. And the Barrie Baycats trying to do their best impression of the Maple Leafs in the first inning and escape danger.
Yeah, it's a tough one right there to see. Marcus Connect got a good piece of it, just didn't get enough. It was a hard ground ball to the shortstop. But that's been the kind of the Achilles heel, it feels like, in the last game. It was just the double play ball, and it kind of bit them in the back right here again.
Adam Ott is at third base for the Baycats. And then the double play tandem up the middle is Brandon Hernandez, who fielded that ball, to Kyle Maves at second base. Justin Mara at the plate for the Maple Leafs. Nolan Mackey-Broda at first, and then the outfield, it's at Safa Jones in left field, Canisijo in center, and Brandon Nicholson in right. The 1-0 to Mara. Outside, 2-0. Ryan Dos Santos is the on-deck batter for the Maple Leafs with that incredible streak of walks that he has going. The 2-0. That being said, the Maple Leafs wouldn't mind him leading off the next inning just with how much he's got on base in the last 2 games.
And that happened a bunch last game to Dos Santos. I believe he led off the inning 3 times.
Yeah. The 3-0. Mara takes outside ball 4, so here comes Ryan Dos Santos, and this could be a situation to swing the bat here for Dos Santos with runners on the corners and 2 out. But he'll get what he gets.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a very patient approach at the plate. I got a chance to kind of talk to him about it, and he's like, no, they're just not pitching to me. I'm waiting for it, and they're just not coming inside. He always says he's always looking to hit the ball, and If they don't come to him, he's not going to extend his zone.
So had 4 at-bats last game, did Ryan Dos Santos, who's officially 0 for 0. Had 7 at-bats against Chatham-Kent the game before that, and he was 1 for 1. There's a big swing and a miss. Count now 1-1 on Dos Santos.
And one thing to know, we had to do some stat digging, but the hit streak he was on, it's still going. It didn't happen because he didn't register an at-bat the last game.
Yeah, so we're giving that one to him. No, I'm not sure what the official ruling is on that, but I think it should continue.
No, it is.
Yeah. You can't lose your hit streak not having that bat.
Yeah.
We go by the beat the streak rules. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Adam Kahn is throwing 2 breaking balls to Ryan Dos Santos, and he swung over the top of both of them. Clearly not seeing it out of the hand very well from Adam Kahn. Here's the 2-2. Went back to the fastball, and he missed up and away, and Ryan Dos Santos has worked himself back into a 3-ball count.
I mean, yeah, what else would you expect here with how the last a couple at bats have gone for him the last couple of games? Big pitch coming here for Kahn.
3-2. And it's popped up. This may end the streak in foul territory. Jaco makes the catch, and it was a heck of a play at that. And the walk streak is broken for Ryan Dos Santos. 10 straight walks comes to an end on a ball that was just barely in play in front of the Toronto Maple Leafs dugout. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Now batting the left fielder, number 41, Asafa Jones.
Well, this was John Salazzo last inning, hitting one off the wall. Looked like it was going to be a home run, but that big wall took one away from John Salazzo. He has to settle for an RBI single, and that's what's tied the game 1-1 with the Barrie Baycats.
And Wilhelmus Alvarado back out on the mound, and again, not a bad first inning. He struck out the side, and that slider, once again, it looked really, really good against this Barrie Baycats squad. As looked like a fastball to start off the batter on the other half.
He'll try to build on that, facing Asafa Jones, the left fielder for Barrie. John Salazzo is creeping in a little bit at third base. Might be worried about a bunt possibility here from Jones. The 2-0, that misses in the dirt. Now Wilhelmus Alvarado has fallen behind the leadoff hitter, 3-0. Can Alvarado bring it inside the strike zone? He can, and he swings at it. Asafa Jones grounds into a A shortstop ground ball to lead off the inning on a 3-0 pitch. And yeah, he's smiling there on the mound. He knew that Asafa Jones just bailed him out. So now he gets a fresh count. And he'll face Kyle Maves, the second baseman. And that pitch from Alvarado misses outside. Well, Hennis Alvarado is going to the breaking ball a little bit here, but Zach, you'd think this is the part of the lineup that you might want to try and attack with the fastball, just with the lower batting averages at the bottom of the lineup. You might want to save that nasty breaking ball for the top half.
Yeah, especially the 8 and 9 hitter. You just go right after him, and what you want to especially do is have no base runners on when Kenise Ijo steps up to the plate.
The 1-1, there's another breaking ball, and it finds the zone.
Really liking how he's mixing his pitches right now. You know, he was missing off the edges just a little bit to Asafa Jones, and here to Maves. He's hitting his spots perfectly.
Jones has had just 6 at-bats with his new team, the Barrie Baycats, hitting .286. He grounded out to lead off the inning, and now Kyle Maves trying to get on base because the top of the order is coming up after him. The 1-2, outside with a fastball.
That's a good mix there. He got a little bit of an excuse me swing out of Maves on the breaker on the inside half, and then he went outside with the fastball, tried to get him reaching. He just didn't bite at it.
2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Little shimmy from Wilhennis Alvarado after that one, and there's 2 away. Boy, that 3-0 ground ball by Jones has really changed the complexion of this inning, hasn't it?
Oh, massively. And I mean, Alvarado, you know, I don't think he believed that he should have been down 3-0 with a couple of the misses, but other than that, you make the pitch that you need to make and get that massive out number 1, and that goes a long way for the confidence.
Clearly, Wilhennis Alvarado has found some of that confidence in this inning. He's got a ground out and a strikeout to start the inning. Now he faces Kenise Ijo. And
that's what we saw last year. He was able to generate some confidence in himself, and then he proceeded to roll and go on a really good stretch of games.
Well, Hennis Alvarado has a pretty good baseball resume. Made it as high as Double-A ball playing in the Toronto Blue Jays system. And he's a recent professional baseball player, too. The Toronto Maple Leafs got him fresh out of playing for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats when he came to the Maple Leafs in 2023. The 1-1. That one just misses. 2-1.
Looks good. A high fastball, and Ijo, he didn't bite at it. And Alvarado kind of nodded his head, understanding, saying, okay, I don't think I missed that much. But, again, confidence. He's right back into his windup quickly.
The 2-1 pitch. And that one misses. Yeah, we're seeing Wilhennis Alvarado kind of speed things up at times, right, on the mound. And look back to a guy like Angel Castro, who was going really fast, working really quickly on the mound. Over his last couple starts, he's slowed things down and found success. The 3-1 pitch is hooked in the air to left. This one's pretty deep, but it's foul. That was close to home run distance there for Ijo, but about 40 feet foul.
And he was out in front again on that wicked breaking ball. It looked like Alvarado was trying to bury it into the back foot of Ijo, but he kind of left it over the plate a little bit, and that's why he made the contact.
Kenise Ijo coming off a 4-hit game against Brantford last time out. And now he smacks one down to first base. That one got a piece of the Baycats' first base coach.
In this situation, you know, it is still a pitch that Alvarado doesn't use that often, but, you know, a changeup wouldn't be a bad option here. Have a pitch coming at Ijo that breaks the opposite way of your fastball and, of course, your slider.
The full count. Strike 3 called over the inside corner, and Wilhennis Alvarado is feeling himself now. A 1-2-3 inning. It's 1-1 between the Maple Leafs and Baycats, and we'll be right back. Mike Giacchetto leading things off for the Maple Leafs and takes strike one from Adam Kahn.
And again, Mike Giacchetto, the story that has been. He started his Maple Leafs season off really hot. 6 games, batting .500.
Swings through that Kahn breaking ball. Well, Wilhennis Alvarado's got a great breaking ball, and it's working really well. How about the one that Adam Kahn has been snapping off? Got a couple really early swings from Ryan Dos Santos, and now the same thing with Mike Giacchetto. And now he strikes him out on an outside breaking ball, and that's a 3-pitch strikeout for Adam Kahn.
That's a good breaking ball right there. And I was going to say, Mike Giacchetto, it looked like he kind of changed up his approach a little bit. He loves to pull. We know he's a very pull-happy hitter, but everything on the other half, he was, for the most part, just letting go of. And that at-bat, Kahn threw him a breaking ball on the other half. He chased it immediately.
So watch this after the strikeout. You can see Mike Giacchetto. He's going to walk by. Actually, I got the wrong clip there. What I was trying to pull up, though, is that he walked by and gave some information to Connor Lewis. That's valuable information because the Maple Leafs are going to have to find a way to hit that breaking ball from Adam Kahn. Here's the 2-0, and it's hit in the air to center field. Connor Lewis has got a pretty big piece of this one, and it's caught right in front of the wall by Kenisi Joe.
And I mean, that's a great piece of hitting. Just unfortunate for Connor Lewis that he hit it to the deepest part of the park, dead center field. Great piece of hitting there. And Kenisi Joe, he had a really good read on that ball. He just went back immediately. You see, he catches it right in front.
First pitch outside to Charlie Towers.
Yeah, what more do you want?
Up back here at Dominico Field, if you lose our audio momentarily, there's some uncontrollable profane language happening over to our left, so we may lose you momentarily. I'm going to do my best to make sure that doesn't get to the airways, but we're back here at Dominico Field. It's the top of the third inning. Johannes Alvarado facing the number 2 hitter in Brendan Hernandez.
And last time up, Hernandez, he singled and was stranded on third base.
Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss.
That was that breaking ball right there. Hernandez, he sat back on it, and he was still early.
Alvarado's 1-1 pitch. There's the breaking ball again, but it just missed.
Looked good again, but no, just umpire says didn't come in enough on the inside half.
That one finds the zone on the outside corner this time. That was the fastball from Alvarado, and the count's 2-2.
I don't know what it is about Johannes Alvarado and pitching against Barrie, but he reads this lineup so well. Last time out, he pitched phenomenal. His last start against Barrie, 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk.
3-2. Fouled off.
There's another great breaking ball.
Yeah, Ejo just got a piece of it.
How about this at-bat by Hernandez to start off the inning, though?
Another full count pitch from Alvarado. And it's a high chopper. This is trouble. Benicio has it, and he won't be able to make a play. Didn't have a play anyway. That is another high chopper that the Maple Leafs just couldn't do anything about off the bat of a Barrie Baycat.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can really do about that right there. I mean, that's the third high chopper we've seen. The second one that's resulted in a base hit here for the Barrie Baycats. But what can you do about that? Look at that, how high. Look at that. That bounced off the plate and almost went to the outfield.
Yeah, he's already at first base by the time Jose Benicio even has a chance to field it. Hayden Jaco. Right back to Alvarado. He knocks it down, throws to first. High, but Chiquetto will keep his composure, come back to the bag, and that's out number 1. That was a close call there for Johannes Alvarado.
It looked like, again, we saw it last game where it was a comebacker to the mound. It looked like it was bouncing at him, and then it takes a crazy hop. That one right there looked like it bounced and just kind of came straight up right into the face of Alvarado, and he put the glove up wisely.
The big power-hitting first baseman, Nolan Mackey-Broda, for the Barrie Baycats. Got a runner in scoring position out there at second base. That's Hernandez. And that's another good breaking ball from Alvarado.
Yeah, Alvarado got Mackey-Broda down swinging his last time up, and it was on a breaking ball.
So it's 1-0 now. Fastball just missed. Here's the 1-1 to Mackey-Broda. Slashed right back to the Maple Leafs dugout. That went in the dugout for the Maple Leafs and somehow missed everybody.
I don't know who it was that screamed. I think it was Valdez that was sitting there. But, again, you couldn't really see the number there. But standing at the pole, that was Dustin Richardson. All he did was duck.
Yeah.
Didn't move at all.
That
just
was a
ducked a little bit.
Quick reaction.
And now he's going to stand inside.
Yeah. Quick reaction there from the 41-year-old.
Looks like Alvarado's trying to set up another breaking ball here. Pulled that fastball, trying to get on the outside half, and just pulled it a little bit too much.
2-2 on Nolan Mackey-Broda. outside with the breaking ball. You can see Macabrota thought about it. That breaking ball's got a lot of movement from Alvarado, but he just couldn't get him to chase.
Yeah, that one, if he started it on the inside half of the plate, that would have broken to the outside. Mackie Broda 100% was probably swinging at that one, but that pitch right there starts on the outer half and just keeps going too far.
So the count full again. Alvarado having to work to try and get these first 2 outs of the inning. And it's fouled off, and Macabrota had a big cut at that, but he was way out in front. And at the end of the day, he did a good job just to get a piece of it.
Yeah, it looked like halfway through it was a little bit of a swing, because he came through. He realized he was really out in front, so he slowed the bat down a little bit, and just to make contact, foul it off.
Then 3-2 to Macabrota once more. Breaking ball popped up. Charlie Towers is going to get his first bit of action over there at second base, and he makes the catch, and there's 2 away.
Good pitch right there by Wilhenis Alvarado. It's a good batter out.
Designated hitter number 27, Ryan Rio.
Ryan Rio was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. That was also the breaking ball from Alvarado that just got a piece of Ryan Rio on its way to the plate.
And that hit by pitch, that could have, created some unfortunate events for Alvarado, but no, he dug down, he stayed true to his arsenal, and he kept going back to that off speed. And wow, close one on the hill.
That's about as jammed as you can get on a pitch. Count 0-1. Rio takes a strike at the knees.
Alvarado, it looks like he's a little bit hop in his step coming off the mound here.
Yeah, a little bit of a shimmy on his second strikeout of the inning in the second, and was strutting off the mound, Angel Castro-esque, on his way back to the Maple Leafs dugout. And if he can get Rio here, might get a similar reaction. The 0-2 pitch. Where does Alvarado go from here? The breaking ball, and he got him. Alvarado strands a Barrie Baycat at second base and holds the tie for the Maple Leafs. It's 1-1 as we head to the bottom of the third.
It's time.
Well, welcome back to Dominico Field. Jose Vinicio leading things off for the Maple Leafs, facing Adam Kahn, who's got through a couple innings for the Barrie Baycats. The only run that he's allowed came on a John Salazzo RBI single. That came last inning for the Maple Leafs.
Vinicio squaring around to bunt there.
Vinicio hit a a line shot to Adam Odd, which he just couldn't handle in his last at-bat. Now he swings through that breaking ball from Kahn. We've got ourselves a good slider matchup here between Kahn and Alvarado.
If you're a fan of off-speed, this is the match for you.
Vinicio trying to drag that bunt with him, and he went right through it.
Trying to catch the right side of the infield off guard, and you see how far back the first baseman is playing.
The 1-2 outside. Here's the 2-2. Vinicio lines it down the first base line, but that one's foul.
Look again like the off-speed, and Vinicio just kind of out in front on that one.
Vinicio battling here, 2-2. And he hits it in the air. This one's to left field, and it is down and all the way to the wall. Jose Vinicio cruising into second base with a stand-up double, and he's hit the ball hard twice here today.
A little bit of a mix-up there, the ball rolling around at second base, and Vinicio, he looked like he thought about taking a turn. But yeah, how about that? 2 plate appearances and 2 really good at-bats by Jose Vinicio. And as we tail into the ending stages of this season, that's massive. That's what you want to see.
Well, Vinicio and Castaldo led off with singles in the first inning. That produced a run for the Maple Leafs. And Jordan Castaldo would take another one of those soft liners to right field right here.
Text back, I'll call you in 5 minutes. Or just text back in 5 minutes.
Kahn's first pitch to Jordan Castaldo. And that's in the dirt. And Adam Kahn might have got distracted. It looked like there was a pickoff play at second base. And it may have just been the shortstop Hernandez trying to get Jose Vinicio back to the bag. But Adam Kahn kind of came out of his delivery a bit coming home.
Yeah, it didn't look comfortable in that pitch.
The 1-0. Castaldo fouls it off. Oh! That one hit a moving car. Oh my goodness. Right off the hood.
How about that? You're driving through Toronto and
that would be shocking. Oh my goodness. I hope
baseball.
that didn't hit the windshield. The 1-1 in the dirt. Jose Vinicio sprinting for third base, and he will get there. That ball got a long way away from Jaco.
Good opportunity here for Castaldo to try to get an RBI. He's working a really good at-bat, ahead in the count 2-1.
The Maple Leafs lost 6-1 in their last game to the Guelph Royals in a game where they allowed 5 unearned runs and just could not get runners in with scoring position. This right here is an opportunity where they can turn that trend around. The 2-1 is up and away, 3-1.
Well, another thing, partner, is the other score in the IBL right now. It's Guelph and Kitchener. Kitchener's up 2-0. Talked about it in the pregame. You know, this is a team. This is a big game for the Maple Leafs to try to win.
Kitchener wins and the Maple Leafs lose. They are tied for 8th. Castaldo drills this one in the air to center field, and there's no doubt about this one. Off the clubhouse in center field, Jordan Castaldo hit that one way out of here.
You talked about the Leafs needing to strike when the iron was hot. They finally do it here in this one. Big blast to straightaway center field by Castaldo.
Well, that's how you get him in with runners in scoring position right there. You could see Jordan Castaldo knew it right away. And look where that ball lands. Short hops the clubhouse. Yeah, in center field. Now it's John Salazzo at the plate. He's got big power. The Maple Leafs leading 3-1 over the Baycats.
This is kind of what the Leafs have been waiting to see all season long. It's just the top of the order coming through and getting some big hits.
Oh, Salazzo just misses this one. Jaco rushing back to the backstop, and it bounces off the top of it. Jaco was very close to having another opportunity to catch a ball right in front of the fence. Got Ryan Dos Santos on a pop out in front of the Maple Leafs dugout a couple innings ago. Salazzo in a 1-1 count. And he hits it on the ground. A high hop for Hernandez at short. He throws to first in time. Good play by the Baycats shortstop, Brandon Hernandez. So Adam Kahn gets a big out after giving up the 2-run home run to Jordan Castaldo. Now Marcus Connect and Justin Mara on deck for the Maple Leafs. Marcus Connect hitting .256 for Toronto this season.
Sees a fastball in the other half go by, and this is how Kahn's been going with it. It's just he's starting these batters out with a fastball on the far outside, and then he's going with that breaking ball.
Connect checks his swing on a breaking ball, and the first base umpire confirms.
Yeah, and that's the mix that we're seeing Adam Kahn go with. It's the fastball inside, and then he's trying to extend on these right-handed hitters with that breaking ball in the other half.
The 0-1, that one misses outside.
Good job by Connect, just kind of stay back and not chase.
That one's in the dirt. Connect takes just outside ball 4. So he's going to head down to first base. And speaking of a guy who's been hitting the long ball, Justin Mara, 3 home runs against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. He's now got 6 on the season. Justin Mara's done that twice in his Inter-County Baseball League career. Hit the hat trick. Did it way back in 2016 in his 10th game in the IBL. He was.
So not that long ago.
Yeah, well. Justin Mara has had some great years in the Inter-County Baseball League. 2016 was a good year when he broke into the league, and then he went ahead and won an MVP back in 2017. I was talking to Justin Mara about that MVP last season as he takes a strike, and the count's 0-2. Justin Mara, unfortunately, his dad passed away back in 2017, and he won that MVP, and that was, dedicated to him. Mara takes in the dirt, and the count's 1-2. But most of all, Justin Mara has said he really wants to win an IBL championship, but if he does it, he wants it to be with this team, this Toronto Maple Leafs team. And they're a ways off from doing that right now, but they're looking to make a playoff push. And no one went off the catcher, Hayden Jaco. Oh boy, he's limping back to the
that went off
dugout.
The top of his knee, just above where that padding is. That did not look comfortable.
Well, Hayden Jaco is back to his feet, and it looks like he's going to try and stay in this game. This is a look at it. Oh.
Yeah, square right off the knee.
What an unfortunate way to get hit there, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not fun to get hit there, but thankfully he had the padding and it didn't hit above it, because that would have been way worse.
So 1-2, and it's just outside. Justin Mara is one of the only Maple Leafs that looks like he's had some good cuts at that Adam Kahn breaking ball this game.
Second time through the order, these Maple Leaf bats, they're going to learn and understand that's coming.
And he got him. High and deep and gone. You could feel that coming for Justin Mara. He hits it well over the monster there in right field, and the Maple Leafs lead 5-1.
Multiple good swings on that breaking ball, and yeah, you said it. He got him. Finally.
It looked like Justin Mara knew exactly what he was going to get there, and he drilled it over the wall. Well, here's another look at the swing. Yeah, that's right where Justin Mara likes it, up in the strike zone. It didn't have a lot of clearance on that wall, but once it got over, it was out by a long way.
It looked like a breaking ball that Kahn. He kind of just left up in the zone. He wanted to get down on it, and he just unfortunately couldn't.
That's Brad Grieveson warming up for the Barrie Baycats in the bullpen, and the Maple Leafs had some success against Brad Grieveson last time he was here. And they're trying to keep it going here against Adam Kahn. He's got through an inning and 2/3. That's his season high so far. Ryan Dos Santos at the plate had that incredible walk streak broken in his last at-bat. Popped out to the catcher. The 1-0, a strike over the outside corner. 31 walks on the season for Ryan Dos Santos is good for the IBL lead.
He's really filled up the stat sheet, too, when you kind of look at his line scores.
Big swing and a miss. That's the breaking ball from Adam Kahn. Yeah, he has. Miraculously, he's got a lot of hits. He's struck out a lot. He's walked a lot.
Stolen a good amount of bases, too.
Yeah. Just everything.
That's exactly what you kind of need out of a guy in the Maple Leafs order here. Is just, you get on base, you're able to score. That's massive for the squad. 25 runs scored.
In the dirt. The count runs full. Boy, I know the streak is over for Ryan Dos Santos, but he is just coming up and having good at-bats after good at-bats.
Yeah, it's just nonstop is really what we saw. With the 10 in a row. Even that first at-bat, he showed a little bit of frustration going to the bench, but I think it's because he knew he just missed the pitch.
Inside, ball 4. Let's start a new streak.
Why not?
So now Ryan Dos Santos has walked 10 times in his last 11 at-bats.
First baseman number 3, Mike Cicetto.
Well, Mike Cicetto didn't see Adam Kahn particularly well in his first at-bat. Struck out on 3 pitches, but you saw him dish off a little bit of information to his teammate Connor Lewis, who went on to drill the next pitch almost out of the ballpark to center field. And that information pays off. He lines it into center field, and Mike Cicetto continues to hit 500 for the Maple Leafs.
And I didn't even get a chance to say what I was going to say, but Mike Cicetto, his approach has been anything on the inner half, swing away. He's a fantastic pull hitter, and if you pitch inside to him, that's exactly what's going to happen. He has had a great approach since coming to the Maple Leafs, and it shows here once again.
Josh Matlow is going to come to the mound, has clearly noticed that the Maple Leafs are seeing Adam Kahn very well, and Brad Grieveson is making his way in for the Baycats. Maple Leafs with a runner in scoring position. That's Ryan Dos Santos out of at second base, and it's Connor Lewis who's at the plate, facing Brad Grieveson, who's fresh into the game for the Barrie Baycats. And his first pitch to Lewis. Lewis fouls it off. There was another pickoff play on at second base, but Brad Grieveson fought through it and delivered a strike.
Yeah, Dos Santos, he was really far off the bag. And, you know, for a split second, thought he was just going to go on first movement of Grieveson, but no, he elected to get back to the base. But even though Grieveson delivered the pitch to the home plate.
Grieveson comes into this outing with an ERA of 8.71 on the season for Barrie. The 0-1. This one's hit on the ground. Hernandez goes to second for one, on to first. Double play. How about that? Brad Grieveson comes into the game, and he only needs a couple of pitches to get his team out of the inning. But the Maple Leafs do get some runs. A 2-run home run by Jordan Castaldo, a 2-run home run as well by his teammate Justin Marr, and the Maple Leafs lead 5-1 as we head to the fourth. Well, Adam Odd set to lead things off here for the Barrie Baycats, who have their work cut out for them. The Maple Leafs tack on 4 runs in the bottom half of the third inning and now lead 5-1 over Barrie. Alvarado's breaking ball misses over the inside corner, ball 1.
And how about Will Hennis Alvarado so far today? He has just been spectacular. The breaking ball is looking really, really good, and the strikeouts, he's racking them up again.
Alvarado comes back with a fastball, misses that one as well.
Through 3 innings, already 6 strikeouts for 47.
The Guelph Royals have come back and tied things up 2-2 with the Kitchener Panthers. That's a game that the Maple Leafs will be watching closely. The 0-2 pitch, and Adam Odd swung and missed at a pitch in the dirt, but it had a lot of break on it.
Yeah, that is tough seeing that out of the hand. That looks really, really good from Will Hennis Alvarado. It's another really, really good breaking ball from Alvarado that has Odd really out in front.
And now it's 2-2. Adam Odd fists it foul off to the left. Adam Odd will be followed by Brandon Nicholson and Asafa Jones. Here's Alvarado's 2-2. And he got him over the inside corner.
Same way he finishes off the third inning, he starts the fourth off with a strikeout. How about Will Hennis Alvarado? 7 strikeouts already.
Well, Brad Grieveson came into the game and got the Maple Leafs to ground into a big double play, so that kept things within reason, I guess, for the Barrie Baycats. But if Hennis Alvarado keeps pitching like this, he has been a reliever lately for the Maple Leafs, but he has the ability to go very deep into the ball game. And that will give the Maple Leafs a very good chance to win this one. And with the Kitchener Panther game being very close right now, the Maple Leafs want to make sure that they win and keep themselves in 7th place in the Intercounty Baseball League. But if you flip the script, the Barrie Baycats, if they get a win today, then they're going to see themselves just one game behind the Welland Jackfish. And they have another game, if I'm not mistaken, against Welland as well.
Yeah, right now this is best case scenario for the Maple Leafs and what's happening. You got to continue to keep playing really good baseball to end off the season, and that'll eventually bring you in to the playoffs.
And the Barrie Baycats, of late, look like the best team in the Intercounty Baseball League. If you take into account that the Jackfish have lost 3 of their last 4 games, Barrie's the team right now. There's a check swing, and he went around. Well, Hennis Alvarado has brought the count back to 3-2. Can Alvarado take advantage of this situation? This one's hit in the air. Ryan Dos Santos moving over and left, and he makes the catch. Good running play by the Maple Leafs left fielder.
Good way to track it down. Alvarado, he's all smiles after that one. He knows that a big out just happened for him.
And as Hennis Alvarado is starting to feel his form again on the mound for the Maple Leafs. A strike over the outside corner. So I am actually mistaken. The Barrie Baycats will not play the Welland Jackfish anymore this season, as Asafa Jones is now in a 0-2 hole.
That was maybe the best breaking ball we've seen on the day by Alvarado. He had Asafa Jones way out in front.
The 0-2. Tried it again, but he missed inside.
Wanted that one, but just didn't snap it off as much as he did the previous pitch.
Baycats are off to London on Friday and will play at Labatt Park. The 1-2. Hit in the air to center field. Connor Lewis coming over, and he's going to have to play it on a hop. A single to center field for the newly acquired Asafa Jones. And there's a runner on with 2 outs for the Baycats.
Fought off a really good pitch right there, and sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the hitter. That was a good at-bat by Asafa Jones. He was able to outduel Hennis Alvarado.
This is the number 9 hitter, Kyle Maves. You don't want to turn things over to the top of the order with Kenise Ejo for the Barrie Baycats. But Kyle Maves had a good game last time out when he played against the Welland Jackfish. Went 2 for 4. And Maves trying to lay down a bunt. He hits it towards third base, and Alvarado will have no play. That's a bunt single. Alvarado just kind of nods his head. That was a perfectly placed bunt by Maves, and Kenise Ejo will get an at-bat this inning.
Yeah, like you said, that was a perfectly placed bunt. And I mean, he pulled that around so late. Nobody was expecting that out of Maves.
Yeah, Alvarado was the only guy that would have had a play on that one, but the Baycats have done a good job of using that very hard ground out in front of home plate. Do you see how high that ball bounced off the ground? There's the leadoff hitter, Kenise Ejo. And he swings and misses at a breaking ball from Alvarado. Boy, that's been sharp.
Snapped off another sharp breaking ball right there. Kenise Ejo, 1 for 2 so far today, went down looking, and he singled and scored all the way back in the first.
Here's the 0-1. Another breaking ball, and it's in the strike zone, and it's 0-2.
This is just beautiful pitching out of Alvarez, and you can see it. We've been mentioning he has that little shimmy right now, and he's feeling himself on the mound. The arsenal, it's looking good.
Will Alvarado go back to the bread and butter? The 0-2. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Well, Hennis Alvarado is on fire right now for the Maple Leafs. They lead 5-1 over Barrie. Brad Grieveson needed to face just one batter to get 2 outs in his last inning. Now he'll get a fresh frame here in the bottom of the 4th. Charlie Towers hits it on the ground. This one's to second base. And plenty of time for Kyle Maves to throw out Towers, and Brad Grieveson has looked good in the early goings.
Shortstop number 1, Jose Vinicio.
Back to the top of the order for the Maple Leafs, and it's Jose Vinicio. And it's been a great day at the plate for Vinicio so far. A hard hit single to the third base side, and then went the other way again, but hit it in the gap in his last at bat for a double, and he's 2 for 2. Vinicio takes a strike on the outside corner. And then takes a ball over the inner half. And the 1-1 misses. Brad Grieveson working quickly on the mound here for the Maple Leafs. And that one's outside. Jose Vinicio is 2 for 2, and now he's drawn a walk.
2 for 2, but 3 straight. Really, really good at bats.
Designated hitter number 5, Jordan Castaldo.
Well, Jordan Castaldo had a heck of an at-bat in his last one. Drilled a home run high and deep to center field. The 2-0 finds the zone on the inner half. Jordan Castaldo has also been swinging the bat well this game. Had a single in his first at-bat and then just really got a hold of one. Castaldo fouls it off and the count's 2-2. Jordan Castaldo trying to extend this lead for the Maple Leafs. Jose Vinicio got on base via the walk. He's over at first. John Salazzo on deck. Hopeful of an at-bat. Here's a throwback to first base, and Vinicio slides back in.
Took a little bit of a tumble there going back over to first. Kind of the foot went over the base, and he slipped down.
Whoops. And Castaldo has worked himself into a full count. The 3-2. This one's hit in the air to center field, but not as deep this time. And Ejo is able to make the catch. Throw back to first in time to get the double play. Jose Vinicio thought that ball might drop into center field. And the Maple Leafs hit into an unfortunate double play, and they will not score any in this half of the 5th inning. And we'll be right back here. You're watching Toronto Maple Leafs baseball on YouTube, brought to you by MNP. That was a look at the Little League diamond out there in right field. They've been in danger when the Maple Leafs lefties have at the plate here today. That's part of the reason that they raised that wall out there in right field. And it just hasn't stopped hitters this season from getting it over that fence, although it has taken away a couple home runs.
Yeah, we saw it take away a home run early in this game.
1-0 here to the shortstop, Brandon Hernandez. And Hernandez fouls it off, but can John Salazzo get there? Not quite. It's out of play. Here's the 1-1. Fouled off again.
So the 8 strikeouts that Alvarado has right now on the night, that is his season high. He hasn't had 8 since he had 10 back last year.
Alvarado misses with the breaking ball, and the count's 2-2.
Excuse me, 9 last year.
This is a broken bat. Flare to Charlie Towers at second base. That was the breaking ball, and that was just nasty from Wilhennis Alvarado. That's out number 1.
The ball went just to the lip of the grass, so did the barrel of the bat. I mean, what can you say about that? That breaking ball, he broke it off beautifully and snapped the bat right in half.
Pitcher number 55, Hayden Jacob.
Well, this brings up Hayden Jaco, former Division II player with the Cameron Aggies back in 2019, has had a great little IBL career so far. Won a championship in 2021 with the London Majors, and now here with the Barrie Baycats trying to do it again. Takes inside, ball 1. Hayden Jaco was a big part of that championship that came against the Maple Leafs in the finals in 2021. Toronto and London played each other in finals in back-to-back years in 2021 and 2022. And then couldn't make it past the Welland Jackfish last season to try and get back to the finals. And this year, they're going to need to take a bit of a different route to get there, as they will have to battle one of the top teams in the first round of the playoffs. And it might even be the Welland Jackfish in that first round.
This is impressive to say the least, you know, with how well Barrie has been playing so far this year and the push that they're making at the Jackfish. For the Maple Leafs to play this well against them, it says a lot. That foul ball went up towards the right side. I won't lie, I held my breath a little bit. My car is parked down that right field side.
Two and 2 on Jaco. Check swing, and he got him. Alvarado has had everything working here tonight.
That is a beautiful, beautiful pitch right there. Went back to the well with the breaking ball, and he picks it perfectly. 9 strikeouts on the night, the first time he's done that since pitching a complete game against the Welland Jackfish.
Well, he's going to be throwing that slurve a lot to the Barrie Baycats, as this one's hit on the ground, and that's going to get Alvarado through a quick inning. What I was going to say is he's going to be throwing that pitch a lot. The Barrie Baycats are going to start waiting for it, but they just haven't been able to hit it yet. To the bottom of the 5th we go, the Maple Leafs coming up. Well, this is what's on deck for the Maple Leafs. On Friday, they head to Brantford and then have another game at home against Brantford. Right after that, we'll have that game for you on Sunday. And then the Kitchener Panthers, the Welland Jackfish, and the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, and that's it. That's it for the Maple Leafs. Just 5 more games after today. And Zach, when you look at that schedule, there's the game against Brantford. You got 2 of them. Brantford's the worst team in the Inter-County Baseball League record-wise. Kitchener's the only other team below the Maple Leafs in the standings, and the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers have a tumultuous schedule to end out the year. The opportunity is wide open for the Maple Leafs if they want to take it and, you know, not just hold their spot in 7th place in the IBL, but try and make a push for 6th.
Yeah, and by far the hardest game is the away game at Welland. And possible injury right here, the shortstop.
Yeah, that looks like a quad.
Yeah,
Or maybe a
Hernandez is
hamstring.
going to get stretched out.
Yeah.
But the point I was going to say, that the toughest game is going to be that away game at Welland because obviously it's in Welland and the #1 team in the IBL. But the Maple Leafs, if things keep going the way they are right now in this one, it could be a good shout. They have a good chance at almost winning out for the rest of the season.
Right. They do have to win out, though. If they want to move up to 6th place, they only got 5 games left. They need to probably win all of them. Yeah, all of them. Because they're 3 games behind the Hamilton Cardinals, who are in 6th right now. As Brendan Hernandez is going to try and walk this one off.
He's all smiles.
Yeah, if it was an injury, they probably wouldn't be stretching it out. I've had a couple of those quad injuries where you just don't warm up enough and try and sprint.
It has also gone a little bit chillier here. Obviously not saying it's deathly cold in August here in Canada, but it's gone a little bit cooler, so possibly just not feeling all that good and tighten up a little bit.
Maple Leafs bullpen is happy to stay doing what they're doing right now, hanging out with Jordan Castaldo, who has the big home run. You see him down there in the bullpen.
He's having a good time.
The only thing, Chris Nagorski doesn't have the football out yet. We've learned that that's a big hit down in the bullpen. Max Lanew's got the seeds going.
And Julian Tomochko is just chilling in the seat.
Well, this is a bit of a development here. Noah Hull is going to come into this game, and where is he going to play? Brendan Hernandez is out of the game.
Looks like Hull's going to third base, and they're going to shift the third baseman over.
Well, that is an unfortunate situation for the Barrie Baycats. I'm not sure if it was an injury or that quad just kind of seized up on him, but Brandon Hernandez obviously felt that he could not continue at shortstop. He is an excellent defensive shortstop, and we know he's a great hitter as well.
Yeah, he's still getting stretched out over there in the bullpen now. So I believe Adam Odd shifted over to shortstop, and Noah Hull will be the one standing at third.
The third baseman, number 17, John Solazzo.
And Adam Odd does have lots of experience playing shortstop, as John Solazzo hits this one pretty well. This is to center field. Canisijo there to make the catch. John Solazzo retired.
And before that at bat, I was going to say that the top 3 in the batting order, they've combined to hit for 5 hits in, I believe it was 8 at-bats. Now it's 5 hits and 9 at-bats, but still, to get that level of production out of your top 3 is massive. That's something the Maple Leafs, they've been lacking a little bit this year.
Well, Brad Grieveson has a bit of an inflated ERA this season, but don't let that fool you. He's pitched quite well in the last couple of months. Look back at the beginning of the season, he had some rough outings against Brantford, London, and Guelph, but in his last 6 or 7 outings, he's been extremely effective for Barrie. There's a strike over the inside corner, and he got Marcus Connect looking.
Yeah, Connect did not get that breaking ball out of the hand correctly, and didn't like it, but it caught the corner beautifully. And like you said, Grieveson, he's had a couple good appearances lately, so it's massive for him here to just kind of come in and shut the door.
Well, Noah Hull, who's the new guy at third base, pushes Adam Odd to shortstop, and Noah Hull's actually had quite a good season for the Barrie Baycats. If you were going to trade someone off from that bench, Noah Hull's probably the guy you want to throw in there. He's batting .303 on the season. This is his first year in the Intercounty Baseball League. The only thing is that I'm not sure how much third base he's played for the Barrie Baycats this season. I think his primary position is first. 3-0 here on Justin Mara, and he pops it up. This one's behind home plate and out of play.
Landed right in front of us.
Justin Mara fouls another one off, so Brad Grieveson has worked himself back into a 3-2 count. We're very distracted right now trying to watch these kids try and find
I don't think
the
anybody's
baseball.
watching the game right now. Everyone's watching the kids.
3-2, Mara rocks it foul again.
Update, still haven't found it. Oh, one's getting close.
Go beat him to it.
Are they going to find it? They're still searching.
3-2 on
They
Mara.
got it.
Mara pops this one up. It's the new shortstop, Adam Odd, who comes in and makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Brad Grieveson continuing to roll along here for the Barrie Baycats.
And they got it, see?
There you go. 5-1, Maple Leafs lead over Barrie. Well, despite a great start from the Maple Leafs starting pitcher Angel Castro last game, this is how it went against the Guelph Royals. Julian Valdez looked good, Castro looked good. Not a lot of earned runs to go around in this game. But the Maple Leafs just couldn't hit with runners in scoring position, but they've done a much better job at redeeming themselves in this game today. But, Zach, let's talk about the pitching from Angel Castro. He's a guy who looked like he was going to be the number 3 starter for the Maple Leafs in the playoffs. Well, Angel Castro is very much in the mix to start any of those games. Now with what Wilhelmus Alvarado has been doing this game, he's very much in the mix. There's a lot still up in the air about what this playoff rotation is going to look like for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, what's good to know is I think the best case scenario for the Leafs is they know they have options right now, and I think that's the key thing to remember looking forward. It's, you know, you can go to a guy like Angel Castro, a guy like Sam Green. If Wilhelmus Alvarado is going to continue to pitch like this, a guy like him could be massive early on in the playoffs.
Ryan Rio at the plate. And he hits this one high and deep to right field, and that one is way out of here. Ryan Rio puts it on the Little League diamond, and it's 5-2.
You talked about, you know, these hitters starting to pick up the spin of the breaking ball. Well, Rio, he was sitting on it, no doubt.
Boy, that's a big swing. Ryan Rio has had a lot of success here at Dominico Field, and we talked about that at the end of last inning, right? The Barrie Baycats know what they're going to get from Alvarado. They're going to get that breaking ball. It's just a matter of whether they can hit it, and Ryan Rio did right there.
Yeah, it looked like it stayed up in the zone, and he's starting off the breaking ball. This time he'll start the next batter up here with that off speed.
So that might put a little bit of pressure on Alvarado to try and locate it now.
I probably won't see you for a while, anyway.
And now he's throwing a couple fastballs to Adam Ott. Wilhelmus Alvarado does have that third pitch, the changeup. So I wonder if that might spark him to throw a couple more of those.
Wouldn't surprise me here to see the good off speed kind of come out, especially ahead here 0-2. We went back to the fastball.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do, though, is lose confidence in that breaking ball because that's your best pitch. And I think Alvarado knows that. The 1-2. And he's back to his old tricks. A breaking ball in the inside corner, and he gets Adam Ott.
Wow. I mean, Adam Ott jumped at that as well. He had a little bit of buckle, and that was just beautifully placed again by Alvarado, who has had himself a phenomenal, phenomenal day on the mound.
Brandon Nicholson at the plate. He fouls the first pitch off into the Maple Leafs bullpen.
So, partner, with that strikeout, that's a new career high here for the for Will Alvarado in his Maple Leafs career. 10 strikeouts in a game.
Despite having such a good breaking ball, Will Alvarado has never really got a lot of strikeouts in any of the games he's played. Soft contact has kind of been his bread and butter, but today that breaking ball is just on a different level than we've seen, especially this season.
Yeah, before tonight, only 4 times in his career he's struck out more than 7.
The 0-2, that misses outside.
But he hits double digits for the first time in his career, and that's massive. Especially, again, he's built confidence against this Barrie squad earlier in the season, and now he's just continuing that growth and that confidence against a really good team in the IBL.
The 1-2, up and away. Well, you're on that Alvarado pitching log there. I think there was a game against the Welland Jackfish back in the playoffs last year. He went through like 7 innings, had a ton of success, but he only struck out 2 batters.
7 1/3, and he struck out 3.
Yeah. And that's the bread and butter for Will Alvarado. A lot of soft contact. That's what he did on that night against the Jackfish.
And then do you know what he did the next time against the Jackfish?
What?
He went complete 9 innings.
And how many strikeouts?
9.
Oh, okay.
That was his career high.
Yeah. 9 innings will do that.
9 innings, 9 strikeouts.
The 2-2. Popped up. Chiquetto giving it a look, but that one's going to find its way well out of play. 2-2 on Brandon Nicholson. Brandon Nicholson collected his first hit against his former team, the Welland Jackfish. First hit with the Barrie Baycats against the Welland Jackfish back on August 1st. The 2-2. Fastball, and he got him. Nicholson goes down swinging. Make that 11.
And again, he's shimmying and shaking on the mound right here. He's having fun. Well, Alvarado, this is what we've been waiting to see all season long, and he got the confidence early on in the game. He didn't let that first inning get to him, and I think that's the key factor, is that he went three straight singles in the game, and then he got a strikeout, hit Ryan Rio. Didn't let that bother him. He came back, and he's pitched a phenomenal match.
Well, Asafa Jones, aside from Noah Hull, who hasn't had an at-bat against Alvarado, is the only guy who has not struck out against Will Hennis tonight. Checks his swing on a fastball. It counts 0-2, and he's in danger of doing that right here. Alvarado has pumped a lot of fastballs in this inning after giving up the home run. And he pumps another one, and he just missed. He certainly wanted it. Looked like that one might have been just a little bit low and outside. The 1-1. That was a breaking ball, or the 1-2, I should say. Now it's 2-2.
Alvarado, he's at 101 pitches, 102 pitches. They're going to keep letting him go, though. The bullpen not active.
Yeah, that's the other thing strikeouts do for you. When you get a lot of full counts and strike guys out, you also elevate your pitch count a little bit. No one's warming up, though, in the bullpen for the Maple Leafs. The 2-2 to Jones. He checked his swing, and he went around. And Alvarado has another strikeout. He went back to the breaking ball this time, and he's got 12. The Maple Leafs do give up a run in the inning on the solo shot by Ryan Rio, but still lead 5-2 over Barrie. Well, that was the only game that's going on out of town right now, and the Guelph Royals have taken a 5-2 lead over Kitchener. It's also 5-2 in our game, but for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that's big for Toronto.
Yeah, massive for them to say the least. And if they can come away with this one, push themselves another game farther from 8th.
Yeah, if the scores stand as they are right now, the Maple Leafs will push themselves 2 games secure in that 7th place spot. And for a team in the Kitchener Panthers that, since they won against the Welland Jackfish last game, we're on an 8-game losing streak, that's going to make the Maple Leafs feel a little bit more comfortable. Dos Santos at the plate, and the 2-2 pitch is inside. And Ryan Dos Santos has worked himself into a 3-2 count. He's done that in all 3 of his at-bats today.
Started 0-2 to 3-2 here.
And it's inside ball 4. And this is just ridiculous what's happening to Ryan Dos Santos. He's walked 11 times in his last 12 plate appearances.
First baseman number 3, Mike Chiquero.
That is Julian Valdez warming up in the bullpen for the Maple Leafs. You can see he's still using that weighted ball that he likes to use. So he's not quite ready to come into the game yet. So I wouldn't be surprised if Wilhennis Alvarado comes back on the mound, they see how it goes, and then Valdez comes in. Julian Valdez looked really good in his last outing against Guelph.
Yeah, Valdez, that's the guy in the bullpen. If he can come around, it's massive for him. I was just reading, partner, to see what the stats looking on Dos Santos and on base. He's reached base 13 out of his last 14 plate appearances, and registered plate appearances, it's 1 for 2.
Yeah, just ridiculous.
But how about the at-bat, though? I mean, he was down 0-2, and then worked it full, and then drew the walk. That's just fantastic patience at the plate.
Mike Chiquetto at the dish, and he takes a strike on the outer half. Kind of kicks some dirt and frustration after that call. The 0-2, Mike Chiquetto, deep to center field, and it's caught right in front of the wall. Oh, Mike Chiquetto gave that one a ride.
And again, he is just swinging the bat so very well. Kenise Ijo in center field. I mean, what a job done by him. Again, tracks a ball right to the wall. The last man to do it in this game was the man at the plate, Connor Lewis. But partner, you're kind of noticing a trend in these at-bats. The Leafs, they're using the big part of the field right now. Jordan Mastaldo's home run to dead center field. 2 deep flies that go right to the wall. They are seeing the ball very, very well as a team.
This is Connor Lewis. Mike Chiquetto has had some good at-bats today. Singled in his last at-bat and then just missed a home run to dead center. Connor Lewis has also hit the ball hard today. But officially 0 for 2 on the line. Dos Santos goes. That's going to keep the Maple Leafs out of the double play. Throw to first in time. Good job by Ryan Dos Santos there. He picked a very good time to go, and if not for Dos Santos taking off on the pitch, that probably would have been a tailor-made double play ball.
Yeah, and they might have had a chance to go through because the one that fielded the ball was the second baseman coming across to cover the bag. So, you know, it works out nonetheless. No double play made right there, and a runner in scoring position here.
That'll bring Charlie Towers to the plate. Charlie Towers' statistics have been brought down to earth just a little bit in his last couple of games. He was 1 for 5 against Chatham Kent and 1 for 2 against Guelph. But Towers has, although he hasn't fully cooled off yet, he has just been hitting the ball really well lately for the
still
Maple
batting
Leafs.
.317.
Yeah. But he is 0 for 2 today. And he's earned himself quite a lot of playing time lately for the Maple Leafs. The 2-0. Towers hits it right back to the mound. Fielded well by Brad Grieveson. He throws to first in plenty of time to get the out. And Ryan Dos Santos is stranded out there at second base, and Brad Grieveson rolling along right now for the Barrie Baycats and giving them a chance. They're down by 3, and we'll be right back. It's Toronto Maple Leafs Baseball on YouTube, brought to you by MNP. Well, Hennis Alvarado back on the mound for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You're watching Maple Leafs Baseball on YouTube, brought to you by MNP, National in Scope, Local in Focus. MNP is one of Canada's leading professional services firms, proudly serving individuals, businesses, and organizations since 1958. This is the number 9 hitter and second baseman, Kyle Maves, who's going to come to the plate. Now, this is a lefty-lefty matchup, which favors the pitcher, Hennis Alvarado. And then Kenise Ijo is on deck. So it'll be interesting to see what the Maple Leafs do here. The first pitch to Maves is swung on and missed. Hennis Alvarado has pitched really well against lefties. He's got a righty and Kenise Ijo on deck, but do you go to your bullpen with the righty Valdez, or do you take your chances with how Alvarado has faced Ijo in this game?
I think it depends, how Alvarado looks in this at-bat here against Maves. That's 2 pitches, starting him off with a really, really good curveball, and then he goes right to that changeup. So he's mixing his pitches, and he's made Ijo swing at some wild ones so far.
So we'll see what they do. Do they like the matchup with Hennis Alvarado against Kenise Ijo or not? First, he's got to get through Kyle Maves. Valdez hasn't been warming up for that long down in the bullpen
Just
for the Maple
started
Leafs.
the half, yeah, I believe.
The 0-2, swing and a miss. Well, it'd be hard to take Alvarado out of the game now.
No, but the plan is, it looks like they are going to do it.
Yeah. And Rob Butler is going to make the call to the bullpen with Julian Valdez, but what an outing from Hennis Alvarado. We were wondering if he was going to get back to his starting form. Handshake there from Justin Mara, and Hennis Alvarado knows he's done a fantastic job on the mound for the Maple Leafs today, getting congratulated by all of his teammates and the Maple Leafs, and Hennis Alvarado in line for a big win against Barrie. And here comes Julian Valdez. Well, what a day it was for Wilhennis Alvarado. Gets through 6 innings, gives up 7 hits, 2 earned, both of them earned runs, and 13 strikeouts for Wilhennis Alvarado. And that is a wildly successful start and a great sign for the Maple Leafs. Doesn't it feel like things are starting to click a little bit here right when the playoffs come around? That everyone in every interview that we've done with Maple Leafs players has been saying, just give us some time. Things are going to start to click. You know, it's a slower start than we're used to, but we know we'll get hot at the right time. And feels like that's starting to come to fruition a little bit here for Toronto.
And they go to a guy who, in his last 6 innings, he's given up 2 hits and no earned runs in Julian Valdez. You know, me and you have gone back and forth numerous times about Julian Valdez, and, you know, he has the stuff. It's just more so when he's going to be able to control it. And he looks like he's finally getting around to controlling all of his stuff.
Yeah, he's controlling it and throwing it better than ever right now. But he also has a pretty tough test here, facing the 1-2-3 hitters in the Barrie Baycats order.
Yeah, and you can see just 1 earned run over his last 8 1/3 innings with 9 strikeouts.
Here's the 0-1 to Ejo. And it hit him. Or did it hit the bat? No, it hit Ejo. He's going to head down to first base. Well, that made a hard sound when it hit Kenice Ejo. That's why I thought it was the bat. But he's fine, but that probably hurt.
I think it caught the Evo shield, and then it caught right off Justin Mara's leg, because you can see Mara's a little bit shaken up afterwards as well. But, I mean, when you have a guy like Valdez who's pumping in, you know, low to mid-90s, that's going to happen. It's going to hurt.
For those of us that aren't into the equipment side of baseball, what's an Evo shield?
It is a molded arm guard, which, you know, protects, well, I mean, you can use your arm guard or your leg guard, but basically just protects the elbow or the joints.
That has become a lot more popular for everybody at the plate. Although this guy, Noah Hull, doesn't use one.
You know, before we saw it was just people using just the big hockey pads. Now, you know, they're actually starting to get stuff that you're able to mold to your arm, and baseball equipment has come a long way than what it used to be.
Yeah. Starting to protect some of those areas that get injured more than others. That elbow is one that you don't want to get hit with a hard fastball. That
it hurts.
Could do, and it could do some damage too. Especially if it's on your throwing arm. 2-0 here on Hull. Valdez misses and it's 3-0, so he hits the first batter in Kenice Ejo. This is the guy you want to get here in Noah Hull because he had to come into the game late. This is Brandon Hernandez's spot in the lineup.
Yeah, Brandon Hernandez, he had 2 of the 7 hits for the side of the Barrie Baycats. I want to mention, you know, we saw Alvarez, he hit Rio early in the game, and Valdez, he hits Ejo. How are you going to respond here if you're Valdez?
Well, here's a 3-0 pitch. And he missed with it. That's going to bring the tying run to the plate in Hayden Jaco. Jaco hitting .309 on the season with 20 RBIs. And this was also a scenario that we thought might be in play. Adam Mara, who has been dynamite at getting lefties out. He might be in play here depending on the situation. This is Hayden Jaco. He's a righty, but then if you flip things over to Nolan Macabrota, that's a lefty bat. Maple Leafs don't want to lose Valdez here. They would love if he could get through this inning and then maybe pitch another one.
Yeah, if Valdez could bridge towards that 8th inning, you know, maybe halfway through, that's when you go to Adam Mara. That's best case scenario right now for the Leafs.
So this is a big matchup here. Hayden Jaco versus Julian Valdez. 2 on, 1 out in the inning. That was recorded by Wilhennis Alvarado. And Jaco drills this one. Deep to left field, a dive and a catch! What a play by Ryan Dos Santos, and that could be a game saver for Toronto.
How about that? We talk about what he's been able to do with his bat so far this year. The defense, it's been just as impressive for Ryan Dos Santos. Lays out right there, saves, 1 run guaranteed. And I mean, wow, what a play.
Ryan Dos Santos with one of the best catches in the biggest situations of the year for the Maple Leafs. And there's 2 outs in the inning. Nolan Mackey-Broda at the plate. And the lefty takes low and outside. Let's take another look at that catch.
Full extension.
Well, he almost had that replay taken away by that pole
By the
out
pole,
there.
yeah.
He caught it just in time. The 1-0 lined into center field. Ryan Dos Santos is coming over. He can't get to this one. It's down. He's going to throw it back in quickly. 1 run comes in to score for the Maple Leafs, or for the Barrie Baycats, and it's 5-3. But without that catch earlier from Ryan Dos Santos, this is a different situation. Nolan Mackey-Broda with a big RBI single.
Yeah, now things get interesting here. You know, you got Ryan Rio, who he had that big swing, and you mentioned he also hits very, very well here in Toronto. Tying run is on first, and Rio, he put a charge into a ball last time up.
This is a dangerous hitter, but Ryan Rio was facing Wilhenis Alvarado. Now he's facing Valdez. Bit of a different look, and he tried to hit another one out.
I think you'd say, you know, Alvarado, he has the speed, but he has the break going away from Rio. Now he's getting the speed, and he's getting a really hard off speed coming right into his hand. So, again, like you said, it's a different matchup, and it should be interesting to see, you know, how it plays out.
Well, Nolan Mackey-Broda has been an excellent pickup this season for the Barrie Baycats. They got him from the Trois-Rivières, where he played in 2023 out in the Frontier League, and now he's hitting .345 for Barrie this season. Mackey-Broda also has 22 RBIs. The 1-1 to Rio. Swing and a miss. Valdez slowed it down on him.
That was beautiful. That was the changeup, and you can see it had that break going to the outside half, and I don't think whatsoever that Ryan Rio was expecting that. He was looking for the fastball dead red.
Does Valdez have him on the ropes? The 1-2. Went with the fastball, but he just missed.
See, it wouldn't surprise me. It looked like a good setup pitch where you went changeup outside, fastball high and away. Maybe if you're going to try to bury a slider here back foot.
Valdez's 2-2 pitch. And it's dished into the outfield, and it's foul. Oh, they call it a fair ball. John Salazzo is hobbling into the Maple Leafs bullpen. And that's another run for the Barrie Baycats. It's 5-4. And now there's some concern for the health of John Salazzo down the line.
Looks like that right leg of Salazzo. That ball, I mean, Ryan Rio, he just got that fair. It landed on the chalk. And they're going to take some time here to check out Salazzo. Looks like he's saying he's all right.
Yeah, that was darn close down the line there. But Ryan Rio wins the battle. He just barely got to that pitch. Yeah, well, let's take another look at it here. Rio just barely getting to that outside pitch, and yeah, it looks like it did land in fair territory. Not much you can do about that one. Here's a high chopper. This could be trouble for the Maple Leafs. Charlie Towers has it get by him, and the game is tied. 5-5. The Barrie Baycats have come storming back here in the top of the 7th.
That's a tough play. Another high chopper, not hit hard whatsoever, and it was going to be hard. Adam Ott, he was hustling out of the box right there. Tough play. I'm not sure if they're going to chalk that down as a hit or if as an error.
Yeah, that was a tough one for Toronto. Even if Charlie Towers had got to it, he wasn't going to have much time to throw that ball to first base. Now it's Nicholson, and the Barrie Baycats trying to take the lead. Strike over the outside corner from Valdez.
And it looks like they're chalking it down as an error on Towers.
That's a tough one, though, because even if it came up with that baseball, I don't know. Here's the 0-1 to Nicholson. Up high, counts 1-1. The interesting situation after this inning, depending on, no matter what happens here with this Nicholson at bat, is Brad Grieveson is probably going to come back into the game. He's pitched 3 2/3 innings of scoreless relief for Barrie. The 1-1 fouled off at home plate. Nicholson could really use a big knock here. The Baycats off to a bit of a slow start to his Barrie career. Wasn't for the relief job by Brad Grieveson, Barrie Baycats wouldn't be in this situation right now. 5-5 in the top of the 7th. And we have a battle on our hands. The first one is Valdez versus Nicholson. The 1-2. And Valdez will just miss. He missed outside. Brandon Nicholson with 2 hits in his first 13 at-bats as a Baycat. Safa Jones, who has a hit today, is on deck. Nicholson swings and misses. A big strikeout there for Valdez to keep the game tied, but the Barrie Baycats are right back in it. They score 3 runs in the top half of the 7th inning, and if it wasn't for that man's big catch, this would be a Barrie Baycats lead. Ryan Dos Santos with a great play earlier on, but now the Maple Leafs have the work cut out for their offense as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Well, back here at Dominico Field, taking a look at that bloop single by Ryan Rio, which is put a bit of a burr in the Maple Leafs saddle, as there's a bunt single by Jose Vinicio as the Barrie Baycats couldn't make the play. Right off the hop here in the 7th inning, Maple Leafs have Vinicio aboard.
And this is kind of the Jose Vinicio we've been waiting to see all season long. 3 for 3. He's walked as well in this game, but he wastes no time right there just laying that bunt down. And it was a beautiful bunt. It looked like he pulled it towards the first base side. Umpires were kind of discussing together. I believe it was, the player covering first. Vinicio, it looked like he tried to break to second, but he held back. But there almost was a collision. I guess that might have been the only conversation they really could be having.
Yeah, I think the safe call is definitely going to stand here. So Jose Vinicio is 3 for 3 with a walk. He's been on base in all 4 of his plate appearances.
And this man at the plate, Jordan Castaldo, he's 2 for 3, but really he could have been 3 for 3. He hit a blooper last time up, and he got doubled up.
Yeah, Brad Grieveson has pitched really, really well in this outing, but the only team since the beginning of the season that's really got to Brad Grieveson much has been the Maple Leafs. Here's the 1-0. Castaldo takes a strike from Grieveson. Maple Leafs strung together a run over a couple innings against Grieveson back on July 17th. And other than that, Grieveson hasn't given up much.
Kind of surprised we haven't seen Vinicio, get a big lead and try to take off here. We know he can be a difference maker with his speed on the base path.
1-2 on Jordan Castaldo. And Jordan Castaldo puts a bit of a charge into this one, but it's going to hang up out there in left field for Asafa Jones, and that's the first out.
Third baseman number 17, John Suazo.
Well, this is a little bit of a change of pace from the Maple Leafs games that we've been accustomed to over, let's just call it the last 3 games. Hamilton beats Toronto 18-5. Toronto goes to Chatham-Kent, wins 22-11, and then last game loses 6-1 to Guelph. John Salazzo at the plate, and he swings and misses, and now he's starting to feel that injury that he had when he was trying to field that Ryan Rio little blooper down the left field line.
And I think it's the right hip, Salazzo, and that's going to hurt, especially if you're torquing in your swing.
Yeah, I talked to John Salazzo the other day. He said he's a little bit beat up right now. This is not a full health John Salazzo, but he might need a couple days off here. Get healthy once again.
Yeah, and especially for the playoff push, right? That's what you want to hope, because we know how big of a bat John Salazzo is. We know how much of a difference maker John Salazzo is.
Yeah. But with that being said, still cashing in runs. He's already driven in a run today. That pitch from Grieveson misses outside.
Yeah, it was a laser off the fence.
Grieveson's 1-1. That one misses up and away, and it's 2-1. You have to go back to July 26th when the Maple Leafs beat London, where they've had a game that's been within 3 runs. 2-1 on Salazzo, and he hits this one to left field. This is a little flare, and it's a fair ball. Jose Vinicio speeds into second base. John Salazzo holds his ground at first. And Salazzo might have got a little redemption with that blooper that Ryan Rio hit down the line over his head. He does the exact same thing, puts it down the line. There's runners on first and third for Marcus Connect.
Yeah, big hit right there by Salazzo, and the speed of Jose Vinicio, he reads it beautifully. He sees nobody's covering third base. He goes first to third. He turns on the Jets, rounding second. So the go-ahead run for the Leafs stands 90 feet away. Marcus Connect now. It's been a little bit of a tough game for him so far. He's walked and he's 0 for 2. How about this to try to break out of this little rough patch?
That might just do it. High and deep to left field. See you later. Marcus Connect. In the most clutch of all times, it's a 3-run home run, and the Maple Leafs lead 8-5.
How about that? Was just saying he needs a big blast to help him out, and he does just that. Fantastic at bat from Marcus Connect, and a massive spot for the Maple Leafs.
Toronto gets all 3 runs back, which they felt a little bit unfortunate to give up in the last inning. It felt like Rob Butler made the right pitching move to go to Valdez. There was some soft contact. There was an error on the infield, and the Barrie Baycats tied things up. And now Toronto has got all 3 of those runs right back.
That ball got out of here in a hurry.
Yeah, forgive the pun, but when Marcus connects with a baseball, his mechanics are so good that it just flies off the bat and you knew it was gone right away. So this is the first time since June 9th that Brad Grieveson has given up multiple runs in a game. Here's the 2-2 to Mara, and he swings and misses, strike 3.
Me and you were talking about it, off air. This has been a very good ball game. All in all, fantastic. You got a little bit of movement down here in the bullpen. It looks like it's just Ryan Rio taking a gander, but pitcher with the sweater on, he's getting some band work in.
Definitely Brad Grieveson's inning to finish. Maybe they think about making a switch next inning, but besides the home run by Marcus Connect, there hasn't really been many blemishes on Brad Grieveson's outing today. He just shouldn't have thrown that inside fastball, I guess, to Marcus Connect, but other than that, he's been good.
Hey, guess who's 2-0 in the count again?
Yeah. It's been a heck of a run for Ryan Dos Santos. The 2-1 inside 3-1, and it just keeps happening.
I don't think I've ever seen an on-base percentage jump 40 points in 2 games.
Without getting an extra base hit.
Exactly.
or a hit, sorry. Oh my.
Wow.
12 of his last 13 plate appearances, Ryan Dos Santos has walked.
What else can you say? He's seen the ball really well. He's not chasing anything. He's waiting for a strike, and he gets the 1 strike, and then nobody's coming close to him in the zone. That's accurate.
Swinging a foul off there by Mike Giacchetto. Ryan Dos Santos was moving on the pitch. He did that in his last at-bat as well, with Connor Lewis at the plate, and they stayed out of a double play. That one is just a straight steal attempt here with 2 outs, trying to get in scoring position for Giacchetto, who has a single in this game and hit 1 inches away from a home run in his last at-bat. It's interesting that the Barrie Baycats have gone to Brad Grieveson for this many innings. He hasn't pitched more than 3 2/3 since August 29th last season against Hamilton. The 0-2, Giacchetto hooks it down the line, and it's into Leafs bullpen.
Right into the merchandise stand.
But this is a game that Barrie really wants to win. They don't play tomorrow. They don't play till Friday. I'm wondering how many arms they have available down there in the bullpen. The 2-0. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Brad Grieveson picks up the strike zone, but the damage was done by Marcus Connect. A 3-run home run, and that has given the Maple Leafs an 8-5 lead. back here at Dominico Field, Julian Valdez back on the mound for the Maple Leafs.
And it's Asafa Jones coming up here for his 4th plate appearance.
1 for 3 on the evening. Here's the 0-1, and he swings through a Valdez off-speed pitch, and it's 0-2.
And just the answer back for the Leafs, not only is it big for them, but it's big for Julian Valdez because, you know, he's been very good over the last couple of outings he's had, and a little bit of a blemish in this one, a couple things that didn't go his way. But for his squad to pick him up like they did, that's massive, and it helps the confidence of your pitcher.
Well, Valdez charged with a couple of earned runs last inning, but where things went wrong for Valdez wasn't necessarily a soft contact to the air. He walked the first 2 batters. But other than that, his stuff has looked really good again. 2-2 on Jones, who's worked it back to level after being behind 0-2. 8-5 Toronto here in the top of the 8th. And Jones fouls it off onto the hillside to the left. Safa Jones will be followed by Kyle Maves, and then back to the top of the order with Kanisi Joe. 2-2 on Jones. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Julian Valdez got it with a fastball up and in.
That's when Julian Valdez is at his best. It's when that fastball is under control like that, and beautiful spot, beautiful location, and he just looks so poised when he threw it.
That's the 2nd strikeout for Valdez. The starter for the Maple Leafs, Johannes Alvarado, struck out 13 over 6 1/3 in this one today. Well, at one point this game was tied 5-5, but each of these teams took a much different route to get there. Adam Kahn didn't go deep for the Baycats, gave up 5 earned runs. Brad Grieveson came in, was magnificent, and then Marcus Connect stepped up and hit a 3-run home run, and that's kind of ruined the line for him today. One and one on the second baseman, Maves. That one misses low from Valdez, so the count's 2-1. Julian Valdez with the 2-1. And he misses low, 3-1. Now, Valdez doesn't want to let the number 9 hitter get away here. Kyle Maves hitting just 190 on the season for Barrie.
And you see Valdez kind of like nodding his head, understanding that he kind of gripped that one a little bit too much. And he's been making adjustments on the mound between the innings and between batters here. So let's see if he can adjust and get out of this jam and get Maves out.
3-1. Right down the middle for a strike. Valdez needs to find the strike zone here with this 3-2 pitch. But he will not. Way up and away to Maves, and that's going to bring the top of the order to the plate here for the Barrie Baycats. The tying run is on deck again. But first it's Kanisi Joe.
It looked like he tried to reach back for a little bit more on that fastball, and again, he left it arm side high, so just a little bit too much on the fastball.
Well, this is what Marcus Connect did to make the game 8-5 Toronto. A huge home run for him. Marcus Connect had been slumping a little bit at the plate of late, although he is starting to turn it around a bit in the second half of the season after being red hot to start the year. Ijo takes a high fastball. Ejo trying to keep the line going for Barrie. They had a 3-run inning in the last frame. And another fastball misses high from Valdez, and he's starting to lose command of the strike zone a little bit here in the early goings of the 8th.
And I think with Hull on deck, Adamara, he's resumed throwing over there in the bullpen. Wouldn't be surprised with a couple lefties coming up to see Adamara.
2-0 on Ejo. He's worked himself into a fastball count. He didn't get one. It was the off-speed pitch that time from Valdez, and he swung over the top of it. That's a confident pitch there from Julian Valdez, who needed a strike.
Yeah, it's a big strike right there, not allowing him to go ahead 3-0.
Ejo has scored twice today. He's 1 for 3, but he's struck out 2 times against Wilhennis Alvarado. A 2-1. Runner goes. Pitch up and in. Throw down to second base, and it gets away from Towers into center field. That's going to allow Kyle Maves to move up to third.
It looked like the throw down, it was good, just the bounce in front, and then it took a big hop over Towers' glove.
On the top of the 8th, that run at third base doesn't matter a whole lot for the Maple Leafs. But it would bring the Barrie Baycats to within 2. (3-1), and it's way up and in. And that one hit Kenise Ejo, I believe.
And you see Valdez just tapping his chest, saying, "My bad, Ejo, no, it wasn't intentional."
Noah Hull will come to the plate. Hull walked in his only at-bat today. Sam Green has also come out to the mound to chat with Valdez, who has lost a little bit of the touch here in this top of the 8th inning. Adamara has been warming up in the bullpen for a while for the Maple Leafs. I think he's ready to go if they want to turn to him. It is a lefty in Hull coming to the plate. Then it's Jaco, a righty. Then it's Macabrota, a lefty. We were thinking the last inning that maybe Macabrota would be a target for Adamara. And that might just be the case again here today, but they're going to leave Julian Valdez in. First to face the lefty, Noah Hull, and then probably again to face Hayden Jaco, who's a righty. Runners on the corners here. Kenise Ejo, who's at first base, has great speed. Ejo holds his ground. The first pitch is up and away, ball 1.
Another arm-high fastball.
Well, Valdez hasn't been able to locate the fastball, but the off-speed pitches he has had some success with. That also might mean that Kenise Ejo can pick out this next pitch to take off on. Here's the 1-0. Ejo holds. It's another fastball up and away. And arm side up and away misses like that are usually a sign of fatigue. That's what we've seen on multiple occasions now from Valdez.
Adamara, he is ready in the bullpen. He's just waiting.
17 strikes and 22 balls from Valdez so far. There's a swing and a miss. I think that was an off-speed pitch.
Went back and found the inside half of the plate. If Valdez can induce or at least get the second out here in this inning without allowing the tying run on base, that'd be massive here for the Maple Leafs.
The 1-2. Ejo goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second base. Not in time. Runner holds at third. And the double play opportunity is less likely now for the Maple Leafs.
They're going to say Ijo, he got that right hand in. Throw was towards the right side of the bag.
It's a good throw by Justin Mara, but it's not quite good enough to get Kenise Ijo. But for Valdez, the count is now 2-2. He's got 2 strikes on Noah Hall. Needs to attack him right here. He will, and he got him. Back to the off-speed pitch for Valdez. That will work. Well, the tying run is at the plate, and Hayden Jaco. Maple Leafs trying to keep it at that.
Jaco got the offense started for Barrie back in the first with an RBI single, but ever since then he grounded out, struck out, and lined out. Last time up, it was that fantastic catch by Ryan Dos Santos in left field.
So he's 1 for 4, Hayden Jaco. In the dirt, blocked by Justin Mara. Well, the runners on base don't represent the tying run, but the Maple Leafs would love to keep them right where they are. This would be very big for Valdez, as this is probably his last batter. The 1-0 to Jaco. And Hayden Jaco takes it low, 2-0. Julian Valdez has not had the touch on the fastball in this inning. The 2-0, check swing on a breaking ball, no swing, says the first base umpire. Well, that was a good pitch from Valdez. It was a breaking ball again. And the Barrie Baycats might be okay with the fastball being the pitch that Valdez is having trouble throwing, because he cranks that fastball up well over 90 miles an hour. That thing's not easy to hit. 3-0 on Jaco. Probably the last batter here for Valdez. And he finds the zone on the outer half. Here's a 3-1. And it's low in the dirt. Hayden Jaco will take his base. I'll keep an eye on the Maple Leafs dugout here. Mara is ready, but they're going to stick with Julian Valdez here, I think, to face Nolan Macabrota.
Macabrota had the big single with an RBI in his last time up. And he has the tying run standing at first base, and now here comes Rob Butler.
I wonder if they were waiting to see if maybe the Baycats wanted to make a move with a pinch hitter, but I don't think you'd ever want to do that with Nolan Macabrota at the plate. So the Maple Leafs are going to bring in a much different look here with the soft tossing, side winding lefty Adam Mara to try and get them out of danger with the tying run at first base. We'll have that for you when we come back.
Number 36, Adam Mara.
Welcome back to Dominico Field. It's an 8-5 lead for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but that is in a little bit of danger right now. The bases are loaded, 2 outs. Nolan Macabrota, who's been one of the better hitters in the IBL this season, is at the plate, and the Maple Leafs are going lefty v lefty, and they've went to their sidewinder, Adam Mara. First pitch way outside for Mara. Nolan Macabrota with 22 RBIs on the season for the Baycats. Adam Mara has been excellent coming into these kind of situations this year. The only time Adam Mara has given up many runs has been when he's had to go more than 1 inning. Macabrota takes a ball just inside, and it's 2-0. And Adam Mara might have to come after him here. Mara with an ERA of 3.52, second on the team behind Dustin Richardson. 3-0, and that one just missed as well. Nolan Macabrota has worked himself into an extremely favorable situation. And Mara finds the strike zone, and it's 3-1.
You can kind of hear the Leafs bench and the fans on the left side. They're not agreeing with that 2-0 call.
Well, Adam Mara is going to have to battle through this. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count's full. Nolan Macabrota didn't have a great look at that off-speed pitch from Mara.
I was going to say, that was a breaker that stayed up, and then it kind of just died coming into the zone.
Oh, a lot of pressure on the mound right now with Adam Mara. The 3-2 pitch, the runner's going, and it's lined into the outfield and down for a base hit. This might score 3 runs for the Barrie Baycats, and it will with the runners in motion. The throw comes to the plate, not in time, and we have a tie ball game once again here at Christie Pitts.
Yeah, you said it best. The runners, if the runners aren't moving, that tying run isn't coming all the way home from first, but I mean, the runner's on the move. What a job done for the side of the Barrie Baycats. And that's 4 RBIs on the day here for Nolan.
Boy, that 0-2 pitch that got called ball 3 looked like it could have gone either way. That really changed the complexion of the at-bat. And Nolan Macabrota takes that and runs with it and lines a solid single or solid double into the outfield. Now Mara will face Ryan Rio. And Rio has a home run this game. Rio hits it off of himself. It rolls back to the mound, so that's strike 2. Boy, Adam Mara on that 3-2 count to Macabrota just needed to find the strike zone. Nolan Macabrota knew that, and he takes advantage. And what a ball game we've been treated to here at Dominico Field. The Barrie Baycats score 3 in the top of the 7th. Toronto answers with 3 in the bottom half, and Barrie has scored another 3 in the top of the 8th. And this one's lined off the glove of the first baseman, Chiquetto. The Barrie Baycats are going to try and score another run, throw to the plate, not in time, and Barrie has taken the lead.
For the first time in the ball game, Barrie has the lead, and Ryan Rio, he has had himself a day. Homered back in the 6th, and he's had back-to-back shots that have kind of just found their way through for 2 more hits and 2 more RBIs.
Well, that was a very hard hit ball by Ryan Rio, but I think if you asked Mike Chiquetto, he probably will want to have that one back. Just went off the tip of his glove and into the outfield and bounced away in such a fashion that it allowed another run to come in to score. 0-1 here to Adam Odd, and he swings and misses at that Mara breaking ball. Well, this is set up exactly how the Maple Leafs wanted it, a string of lefties in the game here for Barrie, but it just hasn't gone their way. The 0-2 fouled off by Odd. He's way out in front of these off-speed pitches by Mara.
And Mara's done what he always does. He induces soft contact and just You know, for the side of the Baycats, they've just found the holes, and sometimes that's going to happen.
Swing and a miss on the 0-2 pitch. And the inning will finally end, but the Barrie Baycats tack on 4, and they've taken the lead over Toronto. It's 9-8 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Well, the Barrie Baycats are going to turn to Carlos Sano, who comes into this game on a hot streak for Barrie. Started out the year as a starting pitcher. That did not go well, but since he's transitioned to the bullpen, he has been outstanding. In fact, in his last outing, it was a 5-4 win for the Barrie Baycats over the Welland Jackfish, and without the outing that Carlos Sano had in the last 2 innings of the game after picking up Frank Garces, they would not have won that ball game. 2 scoreless innings in a 1-run game against the Welland Jackfish, and that gave the Barrie Baycats the win.
Yeah, he's been electric ever since shifting into that bullpen role. Only 1 earned run since being full-time in that bullpen, starting back on July 11th.
Connor Lewis takes a disputed strike at the top of the zone. Carlos Sano is one of those guys that really needs to be a shutdown guy coming out of the bullpen for the Barrie Baycats. There's been a little bit of criticism early in the season that Baycats don't have the same bullpen as some of the top teams, as Lewis swings over the top of it. But when you add Sano now to the mix after he was a starting pitcher, and you know, you got your Cesar Rosados and your Frank Garceses, that's probably enough to hold down out just about anybody in the playoffs. Connor Lewis hits this one in the air, deep to left field, and it's gone! Connor Lewis! And we're tied at 9!
How about that? Puts a jolt into a ball over the left field wall, and as he rounded first, he was hyped up.
Wow. Connor Lewis, with a massive swing, has tied the ball game.
You talked about possibly this being a playoff preview. Partner, this feels like a playoff game. These 2 teams are going back and forth right now.
Charlie Towers will come to the plate for the Maple Leafs. These teams just going back and forth as Towers fouls one straight back. Connor Lewis is pumped up in the Maple Leafs dugout. Towers calls for time and then gets hit. Or, no, it went behind him. And now here come the benches. Jose Vinicio and Carlos Sano going at it on the mound. Charlie Towers tried to step out. Time was not granted, and then Sano just threw at the head of Charlie Towers. Josh Matlow having to be restrained, the Barrie Baycats coach. And this thing is boiling over a little bit here at Dominico Field. Dustin Richardson trying to calm things down here for the Maple Leafs, trying to get his boys back in the dugout. Things just got hot in a hurry between these two teams. Maple Leafs really took exception to that pitch by Carlos Sano.
Yeah, everything kind of just happened so really fast there, you know. It looks like Towers was calling time, and then the pitch went behind him. Obviously, you know.
Well, the umpires are talking about this right now. They might throw Carlos Sano out of this game, and that would be a big blow for this Baycats bullpen. That would really change the complexion of this game.
Yeah, they're figuring something out right now.
The thing is with Carlos Sano is that I'm not sure if he was trying to throw at Charlie Towers or not, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of guys available down in the bullpen for the Barrie Baycats right now, so he probably shouldn't be throwing at guys. So you'd think that maybe it wasn't intentional, but I'm not sure if Charlie Towers got hit by that ball or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
It looked like
everything happened so quickly, so not really sure.
Let's see if we can get a look for you. Well, let's go back and look at it. This is how it all started. So Charlie Towers, like you can see him calling for time there, time, doesn't get it, comes back in the box, and then I think that went right behind him. I don't think it hit him. And then Jose Vinicio has some words for Carlos Sano. They start going at it, and bench is clear. Well, the umpires are going to talk to Josh Matlow here. He's fired up about something as well. Rob Butler getting into it for the Maple Leafs. This is something you don't see very often from Rob Butler. And he's talking to Josh Matlow. Well, Dustin Richardson was trying to settle things down, but looks like he's starting to get a bit hot here too. Just have to see how things play out here. I think Charlie Towers is still going to be at the plate here for the Maple Leafs. I think Carlos Sano is going to stay in the game. Rob Butler, his beef there seemed to be with something on the Barrie Baycats side of things, not with the umpires. Look at that. The veteran Dustin Richardson kind of calming down Jose Vinicio right now. He was the first guy to go confront Carlos Sano after that pitch went behind Towers.
And Barrie's calling everybody off the field right now.
Why?
I'm not sure. They just signaled to pull everybody off the field.
It's not like the inning would be over or anything like that. Maybe they're just trying to get everyone in a place where, in a controlled environment. believe that's Chris Lazar there, who started the last game for the Baycats, chatting with the umpires. Okay, so did you see that there from Ryan Rio? He started kind of warming up his arm. So we're thinking that Carlos Sano has been ejected from this game and the Barrie Baycats have nobody left. And Ryan Rio, might be reading into this too much, but Ryan Rio pitched a couple days ago in a blowout loss that the Barrie Baycats had. And I'm wondering if that might have been in reference to that, like they're going to have to pitch a position player.
Well, there was somebody that was warming up in the bullpen. Not sure who it was. They only threw a couple of pitches. But yeah, from our vantage point up here, we have no idea what is going on. So there is somebody in the Baycats bullpen, number 55.
That's Jaco. So this is interesting here because Hayden Jaco is kind of a pitcher. He pitched for the London Majors a little bit.
Mike Cicchetto, he's walking off the field.
So maybe Mike Cicchetto has been ejected from the game. But it's... So Carlos Sano has definitely been tossed from this game because Hayden Jaco wouldn't be warming up the bullpen right now. And Jaco's the last guy left. That has got to be the situation right now for Barrie. He's the only player that they had left in the bullpen. And this is kind of the thing with the Barrie Baycats. They don't have a ton of bullpen depth, but they have some really good starting pitchers between Rosado and Garces.
Now somebody else is going to warm up here. 49.
Yeah, so Ryan Lacasse, he has pitched, I believe, against the Maple Leafs. So they got some players. Jose Vinicio is heading for the exit as well. That's a big loss for the Maple Leafs. Jose Vinicio was arguably their best hitter in today's game. John Salazzo is heading out.
We still have an inning and a half to play here.
Yeah, so Jose Vinicio being tossed from the game, that's not too surprising, but that means that Sano is definitely gone, if Jose Vinicio is, because he was kind of the instigator other than the pitch being thrown.
Yeah.
All right, well, while we have a minute here, let's take another look at the Connor Lewis home run and see if we can see anything that might have sparked it during this. Great swing on the ball, just gets it over the left field wall. And then is there anything when he's coming around the bases? Kind of got his head down here.
No, Sano didn't.
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
I know as he rounded first, Lewis, he got hyped up, but don't think it was anything to do with that.
Connor Lewis has had some big swings for the Maple Leafs this season. Had a really hot stretch at the end of June and early July. Lewis chatting with Lachlan Maud, Alex Lanigan, and Julian Tomachko down there. So that's Ryan Lacasse, I believe. Looks like, yeah,
yep,
he's gonna pitch in this game.
Jaco's back behind home plate. 55.
He was warming up though because he's next.
Yeah.
If Lacasse can't do it here, he's the only other guy that's a pitcher. or can pitch, I guess I should say.
See in center field.
Yeah, there goes Sano.
Side? Have we seen John Salazzo return back to the dugout?
No, John Salazzo, I think, is gone. Salazzo's gone, Chiquetto's gone, Venicio's gone.
And it's Sano and I believe one other was gone as well.
Heavy losses on both sides.
Yeah.
No question. But Sano being out of the game is the biggest loss out of all. But the Maple Leafs are losing some key hitters as well. Jose Venicio was hot this game. Really had a really good game going. Ryan Lacasse has pitched in 12 games this season, has an ERA of 5.09 in 17 2/3 innings. So he's a viable option. We didn't know that he was available out of the pen. But since Hayden Jaco was warming up, I mean, they've got to be cognizant of the fact that they don't have a ton of depth right now. So Ryan Lacasse, last pitch against the Brantford Red Sox. It was a game that the Barrie Baycats won, but he gave up 3 earned runs in 2 1/3 innings. Walked 3. That was the big emphasis of that outing. Charlie Towers is at the plate. He's going to have a 1-1 count as soon as Ryan Lacasse is ready to go. But he's just started warming up. So Mike Chiquetto out of the game. Jose Venicio out of the game. So Jose Venicio was the shortstop. That probably means that Charlie Towers will be pushed to that shortstop position. Dan Mara, who's very lucky that they just have him sitting on the bench today. He's going to come into the game and play second base and hit for Jose Venicio. And his spot's going to be coming up next after Charlie Towers. So can the Maple Leafs capitalize on this situation? The Barrie Baycats do have a pitcher on the mound. This is a viable option here in Ryan Lacasse, but if they can get to him, we're into semi-position players, we think, for the Barrie Baycats. So the two Barrie Baycats that are ejected are Josh Matlow and Sano. And then for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Jose Venicio and Mike Chiquetto out of the game. Cole Murchison comes in for Chiquetto. Dan Mara comes in for Jose Venicio.
Yeah, and I was just trying to figure out, where John Salazzo was. We saw him run towards the clubhouse, and you see him now. He's running back beyond left field.
Yeah.
I was a little confused. Wasn't sure if he was getting tossed or not.
Yeah, he might have been just going to kind of calm things down there.
Yeah, he'll be back, so.
Yeah, John Salazzo got tossed from a game earlier this season. It was the only time in his 14-year IBL career that he's been thrown out of the game, so we thought that might not be likely. Matlow still has some words for the home plate umpire, or for any of the umpires, I think, on the way out.
I think he went and sat on the bleachers, and the umpires were telling him you have to go back to the clubhouse.
Yeah, it's just the proximity just wasn't there. Is there a distance that you have to be ejected from the game by?
I honestly don't know. Is it in the rule books that there's a specific distance?
I don't know. I'm not checking. 1-1 on Charlie Towers. Ryan Lacasse into the game.
And this has been a very good ball game through and through. I mean,
yeah, it's been great.
Besides the fireworks that happened, this has been a phenomenal ball game.
First pitch up and away to Towers. Remember, walks were a problem for Lacasse in his last outing, but hasn't been a problem for the season as a whole. Here's the 2-1. Towers fouls it off. That one goes straight back. Ryan Lacasse pitched against the Maple Leafs way back on May 29th. Towers swings and misses, strike 3. Lacasse gets the strikeout. Well, in that outing against the Maple Leafs, Ryan Lacasse was his best outing of the year. He went 4 innings, allowed just 1 hit back on May 29th.
And that's Hernandez. He exited the game earlier with that quad strain. Looks like he's all right now, doing well. So the player health, that's important to see as well if you're a fan of the Barrie Baycats.
Yeah, he's a big bat that they're going to want down the stretch. So Dan Mara is going to get his first at-bat here.
Yeah, we saw Dan Mara. He's been warming up the last couple innings, just running up and down on the side in the bullpen.
Here's the 1-0. Mara takes a strike. Well, can Ryan Lacasse come in here and just weather this storm here for the Barrie Baycats? They need him. There's a strike on the outside corner, and he's handling the pressure very well. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, just missed. 2-2. And Mara swings at a pitch in the dirt. Strike 3.
Designated hitter number 5, Jordan Castaldo.
Jordan Castaldo comes up with nobody on and 2 out in the inning. The Maple Leafs trying to get something going against Lacasse and see if they can't get deeper into this Baycats bullpen, but it's late in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the pressure is on the Baycats to get some runs. They need to end this thing before extra innings.
It's going to be tough. We know that Ryan Rio, he can pitch if need be.
Question as well is, who do the Maple Leafs have in the bullpen? We think just about everybody. The guy we are wondering about, though, is Dustin Richardson.
Yeah, don't know. We haven't seen DR really throwing all that much. I just saw Max Lanoux kind of throwing around in the bullpen. Nagorski, he was getting ready to come in last inning.
They should have almost all their relievers ready in the bullpen. They haven't played since Sunday. 2-1 here on Jordan Castaldo. Castaldo fouls it off.
Everybody clap your hands.
Jordan Castaldo homered way back in a 3-run or 4-run 3rd inning for the Maple Leafs. Justin Mara followed him up with another long shot a couple batters later. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ryan Lacasse comes on and weathers the storm, and he's fired up on his way back to the Barrie Baycats dugout. It's a 9-9 ball game. Toronto and Barrie heading to the 9th. The Barrie pitcher threw at a Toronto guy.
Yeah, he kind of left one out. Like, he gave up a home run, and then the next guy came up, and our guy called time kind of late, and the pitcher just decided, I'm going to throw one right behind him. No, he went charged the mound. No, he went behind him, and he just turned around and went, what are you doing? And then everybody started. So you never hear, right? Yeah. Now you go to your past and try.
Yeah, well, we don't really have any better insight.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what's happening. Salaza third, Tower short, Mara second, Murchison first. And everybody else is the same.
Look, I might have broke my mic on that.
Yeah, it was a good call.
That was called. No, I blew it out. I could hear it. It hurt my ears.
So I'm assuming DR has just said I'm not good enough to pitch it. It must be the case. you're not going to put it in the game on. Tomashka's down there, Carrington's down there, and Lou's down there. You have a bunch of guys. But at some point, does DR even have enough innings to qualify for the playoffs?
I don't know.
Like he has like 8 1/3 or something. He's going to have to get.
Well, back here at Dominico Field, this is a challenging situation here for Adam Mara, who's back on the mound for the Maple Leafs, facing Brandon Nicholson. The reason for that is it has been a long time since he's thrown a pitch, other than the warm-up that he just threw. Here's the 0-1. Nicholson pops it up towards first base, and the catch is made. That's Cole Murchison over there playing first.
Newly entered into the game.
Yeah, so we have some changes, but it's not too complicated. Dan Mara comes into the game for Jose Vinicio and goes to his natural position at second base. That moves Charlie Towers to shortstop. And then Cole Murchison comes in to play first base. He's just 1-for-1 subbing with Mike Chiquetto, who also got thrown out of the game. Asafa Jones at the plate, and he takes low.
It's the bottom three in the order due up here in the ninth. It was Nicholson, Jones, and Maves.
A 1-1 count to Jones. And Mara just missed outside. Here's the 2-1. This one's hit in the air. It's high in the air, but playable for Marcus Connect, and he makes the catch.
For a second, it looked like Connect didn't see it as it initially went up, and then he found it.
Yeah, he caught it right beside his cheek.
Number 6, Kyle Maves.
Oh, that's going to bring Kyle Maves to the plate. Strike two. And he just missed. Mara looking for that outside corner. Kyle Maves is 1 for 3 with a couple strikeouts in this one. And this one's hit on the ground to Dan Mara. He bobbles it momentarily, whips to first, in time to get the out. Cole Murchison, what a stretch, and what a pick at first base. It's a 1-2-3 inning from Adam Mara. What a job he did. Sat on the bench through the whole entire brawl and the home run by Connor Lewis, and he comes back out and gets a 1-2-3 inning for the Maple Leafs. We're tied at 9. The Maple Leafs trying to walk it off in the bottom of the ninth.
9-9.
Bottom of the ninth inning. John Salazzo at the plate facing Ryan Lacasse. The Barrie Baycats trying to send this thing to extras.
Leafs trying to send the fans home.
Yeah, happy. First pitch to Salazzo. Up and away, ball one. Ryan Lacasse did a fantastic job to get through the last inning. The crazy thing is it's a Connor Lewis solo home run. That's the reason that we're tied right now in the bottom of the ninth, and the Maple Leafs have a chance to win it.
Yeah, and Lewis, I mean, he got every stitch of that baseball. I mean, we've seen him have a couple of those hits this year, and that one was probably the most. You know.
The 2-0 up high. Now a 3-0 count to John Salazzo. Ryan Lacasse does not want to walk him, and John Salazzo has a lot of power in that bat.
3-0 green light? Question mark?
No, but it's because he missed outside ball 4. Well, this is an interesting guy to have coming to the plate. If we take you back to a couple innings ago, Marcus Connect also hit a big home run for the Maple Leafs. At the time, it made it 8-5, but that was many runs ago. But that was the last at-bat that Marcus Connect had. Connect hits it down the line, just foul.
Yeah, good stop by Lachlan.
Yeah, down there in the bullpen.
Down there in the bullpen.
He's catching Chris Nagorski, I think.
Yeah, Nagorski's the one warming up.
That ball was very, very close to being fair. And now the third baseman, Noah Hall, just took about 7 steps to his right to guard that line. The 0-1. Marcus Connect drills it. It's in the gap, and it's off the wall. John Salazzo steaming around second base. He's going to get held at third. The Maple Leafs have 2 on with nobody out in the bottom of ninth. And it's Justin Mara coming to the plate.
How about that? I mean, Marcus Connect. These last 2 plate appearances have been sensational from him.
And they're going to intentionally walk Justin Mara. And they're going to bring up the guy that can't help but walk in Ryan Dos Santos.
Partner, this might be a little poetic, but what if, and I mean what if, the walk-off walk?
That would be the cap to one of the most incredible, unlikely streaks we've ever seen. Ryan Dos Santos probably doesn't have that kind of walk in the back of his mind.
That would cap off 3 games of what has been the most patient approach we have ever seen.
The 1-0. Dos Santos hits it in the air to left, but that's foul. And Ryan Dos Santos reached out to get to that pitch, and he was just a bit late. Here's the 1-1. Dos Santos slashes it down the line, foul. Into the bullpen. And Ryan Dos Santos has worked himself into unfamiliar territory. A 1-2 count. Lacasse comes set, the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, line to first. They come home for 1, and that's all they're going to get. But that is a monster out for the Barrie Baycats. And their odds of getting out of this thing just got a whole lot higher. And here comes Cole Murchison.
Yeah, and Dos Santos, he ripped that ball, but it was right to the first baseman. That was an unfortunate outcome. And how big would this be for Cole Murchison, who he's been struggling to get that bat going? A big spot like this for the young man.
In the dirt, and it's blocked by Jaco. Well, some of these college guys like Cole Murchison may not be around for the entire season, having to go back to school. This would be a moment for Murchison with the Leafs. It's up and away, 2-0.
Yeah, he's being patient right now. This inning all started with John Salazzo having a great at-bat on a 4-pitch walk.
The 2-0. Murchison takes in the dirt, 3-0. And all of a sudden, the Maple Leafs are in a position to walk it off. Cole Murchison will be taking all the way. Can Ryan Lacasse find the strike zone? Here's the 3-0 pitch. And it finds the zone for a strike. Oh, the pressure on Ryan Lacasse. And Jaco will go to the mound to talk about this next pitch. Cole Murchison might just take another. This is a veteran move here by Hayden Jaco, just slowing things down. Lacasse was almost working so quickly on the mound in these last couple batters that he was barely even coming set. And I'm almost wondering if that might be part of the reason that Jaco went to the mound, just to slow things down. Lacasse comes set. The pitch. Low, ball 4. The Toronto Maple Leafs walk it off in incredible fashion. They win 10-9 in a barn burner game against the Barrie Baycats.
And I mean, this game had a little bit of everything. And what could be a fantastic preview to a playoff match between these two squads. What a game.
By the way, in the out-of-town scoreboard, the Kitchener Panthers got blown out by the Guelph Royals 13-3. So the Maple Leafs are going to move 2 points shy of them. The Barrie Baycats were trying to bring themselves within a game of first place in the Inter-County Baseball League, but that was just not so tonight. And it's the Maple Leafs who battle and battle. They score 3 in the 7th inning to take an 8-5 lead. Then the Barrie Baycats come back and take the lead. And then Connor Lewis hits a home run to tie it at 9 to give the Maple Leafs a chance, and an extremely costly ejection from their pitcher Sano, who was one of the last guys left in the bullpen other than Ryan Lacasse. And that does not work out well for the Barrie Baycats. And it's the Toronto Maple Leafs who take the 10-9 win. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to Toronto Maple Leafs Baseball on YouTube, brought to you by MNP. We'll see you next time. We'll have another game for you here on Sunday.